We are live. No, because there's a button I have to press that makes us live.
All right.
I was blanked out. All right, guys. 21-15 season is over. We are going into the playoffs.
Well, it's over for
And
two of us. It's not over for you yet.
yeah, but trust me, I wish I wasn't in the playoffs. With a record like that, it's disgusting. I
We're going
wish
to
that
start calling your division the 6-10 division.
look at that. Let's bring this front and center for everyone to see. 6-10, 6-10, 6-10, 6-10. Now I know you guys want to give it to me for my team. What we did, how we underperformed. Let's start with our offense. Total yards gained, we were ranked number 2. Basically, we were in the top 10 as an offensive team. Come to defense, total yards given up, 30th we were ranked. We were ranked 28th in points per game. We gave up 436 points more than everyone in my division. And my division was awful. We almost gave up more points than Fairbanks, who Fairbanks was 2-14.
Yeah, not good. Again, your defense is just really. I could fucking kind of see it coming, brother, just over the last few seasons because you've got a quarterback and 3 starting wide receivers that you're paying an ass ton of money to, and that's going to lend to your defense falling off a bit as the seasons progress, because you don't have the money to be getting these great defensive players. Plus, you've traded all your draft picks for how many years now? Yeah. So you don't have the draft picks to pick up defensive players to fill in those holes,
And I'm going to throw something else out at you, Clay.
Do it.
And I'm not, I haven't done a ton of research here. I just did a quick look while you were talking. You said you were number 2 in offensive yards?
Yes.
Okay. Well, where were you in points scored? 11th.
Actually, 13th.
So is that really a top 10 offense based on points?
No, and so
because yards don't go on the scoreboard, just points.
Correct. So I'm the top 13th, and my kicker, the one I paid a lot of money to, that
you're getting rid of him soon, aren't you?
Absolutely, he's gone. Absolutely. Let's take a look at him. He was 68% in field goal kicking. Think about that.
11 field goals. And how many games did you lose by 3?
He lost me, I think, 3 games that I can think of. Maybe 4, but I know 3 he lost me.
Wow.
Yeah, in the old days, I'm sure Ben would not allow this, but in the old days, that's the guy you position change to strong safety and put on special teams. You keep him on the roster for a season. I guess his salary you wouldn't want to do that, but you get my point. You punish him.
I just can't. I'm shaking my head. How you go from all this to a 68? When shit hits the fan, shit hit the fan for me this season. I changed my offensive line. I brought in a lot of younger players to play. So I was sacked more times this season. So Ike was running for his life, which, it hurts my QB.
You're lucky you didn't get hurt.
My defense just was atrocious. Anything I tried, couldn't make it happen. So I said, let me just score as many points as I can, and hopefully I'll win games. My injuries hit me, but injuries hit everybody. So I can't go by that. But it was more defense, kicker missing field goals, and I think it was Grim, my offensive line changing out that, threw my offense off. I'm shocked that I made the playoffs. I really didn't want to make the playoffs. I didn't want anyone from our division to make the playoffs. If we can give it to some other team that deserves it, definitely. But it doesn't work that way in FOF. And then I go...
Fucking Rick, he just keeps texting, I wouldn't have much to say, but blah, blah, blah. And then he's another guy texts another paragraph. And I'm like, dude, just jump on.
Yes.
Rick not have much to say. Okay.
Yeah, right?
So, Reza, I text Grim and I said, wouldn't it be funny if the years I had good records and I can't make it to the bowl, and I make it to the bowl with a 6-10 record?
Oh, wow. That would be interesting.
So I've had this suspicion eating at me all day today that you're going to win this game against Jugs.
he's gonna lose it.
So, well, I was like, if we make the playoff predictions, I was either going to say he's going to either stomp the shit out of you or you're going to fucking eke it out. Then if you go look, he's got like 5 cornerbacks out.
Oh, he's got some DBs injured, no doubt.
Yeah,
let's look at his team right now, Jugs.
But, how would you like to be that team? Go 14-2 and be a wild card.
Nah, not good.
Well, we said to Jugs last time that his team. Well, I picked him to win the division, but it was going to be close between him and Hanley because Malpal's team is just a solid team. Yeah, he's got people hurt.
Yep. Maybe, broken toe guy might be even new because he's probable and he's tired, so it's not going to be good.
So it could be an interesting game tomorrow. But going back to Kansas to finish off with us, but I know you guys want to give it to me, which bring it on. We completely underperformed. Grim would write to me, "What the hell is going on with your team?" And I'm like, I have no clue. I don't know what's going on.
So, Clay, one thing I wanted to fucking say that I mentioned last conversation we had, and I mentioned at the beginning of the show, hey, Clay, I want to talk to you about special teams.
Yes.
That's something I think you need to work on, brother, especially with, like, late round picks and shit. I mean, so I'm looking at, like, your defensive line. They're okay. You got a bunch of guys that could play, but, like, your secondary, you don't, and your linebackers. None of them really can play special teams. And I'm like looking at some of these guys like Fred Barker. You have him playing special teams, but he's a 0. So you got him marked as yes to play special teams, but he's a 0 special teams. I'm like, why is Clay doing that?
Yeah.
And then you got like a Joshua Parks. He's a
no
on special
that Fred
teams.
Barker in there and he's in on the wrong play, that could cost you a touchdown on return. You need to look at that.
Both of you guys are correct. I don't really pay attention to special teams. You are absolutely correct.
That's something it's very easy to do, brother. Like, especially, so I mean, for me, I've got to have at least one running back that's great at special teams. You don't have anybody, and you could like that Enrique Hansen. You have no reason to have him on your roster. He doesn't do anything. He's not a good back. He's not good at special teams. In fact, none of your running backs are good at special teams, and you have 4 of them. My suggestion would be get rid of 2 of those guys and get at least one guy. Doesn't matter if he's an affinity or fucking not, just get a guy that's 80-plus special teams for a running back. Fullback,
I know a step further. The fullback and running backs combined, sometimes there are as many as 3 of them on a special teams unit.
Yes.
Somewhere where it lists it, I don't know where it is, but I've talked to a couple people.
I can't figure out
running backs get used a lot.
Yeah, so running back, and then I like to have a fullback that has special teams, and I don't really use fullbacks. I don't run them. Every once in a while they'll catch a ball, but my fullback has good special teams. And you need at least one tight end that's got fucking 80-plus special teams, and you've got like none. And again, the guy you have playing special teams, the 2 you have marked as yes, have 6 and 4 special teams overall, where the 2 guys you don't have playing are 26 and 25. So that's just like a little minor thing. And then a wide receiver, you definitely want a wide receiver who's really good. You got a guy playing and he's like 62, so that's okay. And then obviously your O-line doesn't really matter. They'll just decide to throw in there.
You know where that'll really show up, Clay? If you pull up the box score, average start position, you versus the other team, my guess is you're going to find that they're starting in a much better field position than you are. You might be average start 24-yard line. They might be average start 33-yard line. Those 8 or 9 yards,
absolutely,
over the course of a game, can add up.
Yeah, I mean, Clay, you might have won 2 or 3 more of these if you had your special teams laid out properly.
Absolutely, I've seen a couple of games. You're right that I started at the 10-yard line.
And like I said, man, it's a real easy fix because you got some of these guys that. Like, again, go back to running backs. They're not going to fucking run the ball. There's no reason for them to be on your team unless they have fucking special teams.
Well, it's a tough fix right now for a game on Monday.
Well, yeah. You can
go
get
AI, you probably lose that game.
Jugs is on right now. Hey, Jugs.
Oh, sweet. Jugs.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're a little quiet, but...
Yeah.
We were just going over my disastrous season of...
6 and 10 in first place.
It's
awful. Love it.
I don't. I was telling these guys, Red Zone and Grim, I don't even want to be in the playoffs. I don't deserve to be in the playoffs with a record like that and the performance I did. You know, and I'm going all out for defensive players. Definitely this season, off season. I will be doing special teams and stuff like that, and go from there. Let's see what happens.
So, just back to special teams, Clay. I think next season. Well, I mean, this season that could have got you 2-3 extra wins, having that shit sorted out nicely. But real easy fix next season, I think, brother. Make you at least 10% better at that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have trouble fixing it now because if you make the wrong move and get AI'd, you're going to lose.
Yes. Look at this.
You don't want to get AI'd in the playoffs.
Jugs, look at my kicker.
Yeah, he was fantastic for all the money that he makes.
68%.
He's like that's outside of my Chelly, that's Jugs' other favorite player.
Is that 1A and 1B, Jug?
Yeah, pretty much.
He lost me 3 games. In any event.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you and I play on Monday, but we're done with my team. My team was atrocious. We'll see next season. We'll build it up. I don't want to see this record ever again. This 6-10. It was disgusting. I lost to Paris 37-30. 37-30. He put up 37 points on my defense. And he's a 3-13 team.
That's just crazy.
There's nothing more to say. All right. Let's start the season. Playoff time. Let's go to Oakland and Hanalei. Now, I picked you, Jugs, to take the division. It was a close one. Your team dominated. But you were playing with Hanalei, who's also dominating as a team. And it's one of you two guys I can see going to the bowl. That's what I see. But I'll let Red Zone and Grim put their 2 cents in on this one. And let's get you on the screen here. All right.
It's a tough call. I mean, at this point, based on injury, you'd have to lean towards Hanalei, but I don't think that means Oakland can't do it. It's going to just depend on who gets healthy and how fast and how the guys that he signed do.
Look at Kornick, what he did for Jugs.
No, that's fantastic. And he's still number 1 rushing team in the league. And just to have that fucking weapon, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
28 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 93.6. His running back ran for 1,775 yards at a 4.32 yards per carry.
Insane.
His defense allowed 16.4 points per game, ranked number 1.
Let's pick your poison. You want to stop his run, he'll throw on you. You want to stop his passing game, he'll run on you. You ain't going to score anyway, so it really isn't going to matter.
Yeah. And again, you're not going to stop him from running. So that's kind of,
Hopper had
great season. I'm just surprised that, never mind. I'm kind of looking at that. Defense should have been playing the way it was anyway, so you can always get good shit out of your defense.
He only allowed 263 points for the season. Hopper had 16.5 sacks. Farnsworth had 10.5 sacks, but 25 hurries. Hopper had 34 hurries.
Crazy. I got to be right back. Second.
Jugs, you want to go into your team?
Not really too much of a surprise what happened other than winning the 14 games. I didn't think we'd win 14 games, probably more like 10 or 11. I did pick Hanalei to win the division and us to come in second, which happened, but who knew Hanalei was going to go 15-1. My secondary is just decimated. I honestly expect you to win tomorrow night's game.
We were seeing that, by the way.
Yeah, I got 5 players hurt and 3 of them are out.
I'll tell you what. If you look at Hopper, add up his tackles and assists, his sacks and his hurries, and whatever his
knockdowns.
Add that all together, you get like 107. Divide that by 16 games. That's somewhere between 6 and 7 plays a game he's making. Guess what? That's a stud wide receiver.
No, he's making more than 6 or 7 plays.
107 divided by 16 is 6 points something.
You're adding. What are you adding?
Tackles and assists, sacks and hurries. I don't know. I can't see this.
What about
It's
block?
small.
Dude,
Okay.
that's like 170 plays. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
He's got 16.6. Let's do 16.
hold
He's
on.
got 16 sacks, 13 blocks, 34 hurries, 38 quarterback knockdowns. He's got a pass rush percentage of 10.2, which is awesome.
Where is it?
It's like 158 plays total.
Oh, I didn't count the knockdowns. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. I stopped at hurries. For some reason, I don't see Clay's screen very clearly. I had to pull my own up. Yeah, 38 more from the hurries. Yeah, that's just sick. That's a stud receiver. I mean, he's making the same impact on a game at defensive end as a stud receiver. And I'll bet you can't. I'll bet you can't find very many guys that are doing what he's doing.
There were a few
I bet
games
there's
where
only 5 or 6 in the whole league.
there were a few games where we had to lead in the fourth quarter, and like on 2 or 3 consecutive plays, he affected the quarterback on their last drive when they're trying to drive. I mean, that's happened his whole career, actually.
Well, this season, yeah, you dominated very well. Your defense was off the charts this season.
So what year is he in?
He's 29 years old.
Oh, he's signed. He's signed for 3 years. Okay.
No, I don't make the mistake of letting 90 rated players go.
Oh, you don't? Are you going to sign that corner?
Depends on what my cap situation is, because I got a couple guys I need to resign myself.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm glad I didn't bet Grimmer because I was going to bet him he'd be on your team.
Well, it's going to be interesting tomorrow, Jugs. However, the way my defense is playing, my offense just has to they just have to score a lot of points. But against your defense, the way they're playing lights out, the only saving grace, like you said, is your secondary is injured. And if your defensive ends don't get to Ike, maybe I can stay up with you guys. That's all I can say.
Well, you're the home team, so I fully expect you to win tomorrow's game.
But do you like the way your season panned out?
Oh yeah. Like I say, other than that hiccup against Hannah Lay the last game, the last time we played them, yeah.
Oh, this one, the 30-32 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you on the forum about this. Oh, it's not even showing up on my thing. I can't even pull it up, the game. It's blocked off.
Because you didn't download the file that week.
You need to restore career.
Okay.
Then it'll show up.
But Hanalei, next team that's up. Oh, by the way, we were just talking about Iowa. Jay-Z didn't know that was a passing team.
Yeah, I dude, I got no more comment on him.
Yeah, I figured you'd have to be done soon.
I don't know why he's in the league. Seriously, dude, I got no more comment on him.
No, I told these guys I think he was just joking around.
No, I think he was dead serious. I think he was dead serious.
Yeah, he wasn't kidding. He didn't know. And how do you not know that? That's like me saying I didn't know T-Zac was an all-pass team.
That would be stupid if you said that.
That's like taking a knife to a gunfight. Come on. I mean, what are you doing? That's just.
Well, let's look at the dominant teams. So we have Oakland, who's a dominant team. We have Hanalei, who went 15-1. Bilintikov, 38 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, quarterback rating of a 96.4. He's got a running back that's 5.31 per yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. He's doing his thing like Jugs, balanced offense.
Well, no, he's not that balanced. A lot of those carries came when he was up by 2 and 3 scores in the fourth quarter.
Oh, you think? Is it?
I know. I watched probably half his games this year. I know that for a fact.
Okay. So if he was in closer games, then you think he would have been passing more?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, he had almost 5,000 yards. I mean, that's to me a passing team. I mean, Clay, you got about 5,000, didn't you? A little more?
Yes.
Yeah, 57. So, yeah, he just, I think, got ahead in so many fucking games. That's why I was kind of like, when Jugs beat him 26-0, I was just like, what the fuck? Because that was, I mean, he was scoring, fuck. Well, he's number one.
I think he was the number one scoring offense at the time.
No, he was number 3.
No. He finished number 3. He was number 1 when I played him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he had the 0 score and then a 19 and a 17 game. But outside of that, it's almost 30 plus every game, except for 2 at 26. A couple of 50 games. It's like, Jesus Christ. He's got so many injuries right now, though, man.
Does he?
Yeah, since I'm rooting for Jugs, I kind of hope that affects his team.
Well, Jugs is thinking that he's going to lose to me. I don't see it. I don't know what. Not with my defense. Yeah,
well, that would mean you have to beat Jugs.
So, look at his offense, Hanalei. He's like within top 10, all his things, within top 6.
The only thing he didn't do well was third down conversions.
Maybe he didn't have a lot of them. And when he did, they sucked. But everything else, and then look at his defense. So, the reason why you guys are 1-2 is because your defenses were stacked. His points per game is 18 points per game, ranked 3rd, tied for 3rd. Jugs was number 1 with 16. So,
yeah, yards wise, Hanalei was number 1. He couldn't even get 300 yards in him. That's just crazy. But I mean, his roster is just fucking stacked, and it's always going to be stacked.
Yeah, as long as he's paying attention, he's going to have a stacked roster.
Yep.
I mean, if he's paying attention, the biggest obstacle he has is deciding who to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to love it fucking few seasons ago before he got back. He would just draft all these great guys and then dump 2 or 3 of them into free agency for everyone else to have.
I remember the one year he had like 6 players hit free agency and they were all like 58 rated and better.
Yep. A couple super studs at that in there too, so.
You could take away all his first round picks for the next 10 seasons and he'd still have a stacked roster.
look at his linebacker here. 66, but he's going to go up to 78.
Right, that's the guy he drafted at the end of the first round.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and he ended up being one of the better ones out of all those because there's, 4 or 5 good ones drafted in the first round?
Correct. He's got a free safety. Who's playing at safety? He's a 63, second-year player. We don't need to go over his tight ends. He's got 2 tight ends, both 71 rated. But I think
the rookie's even good. The third tight end, who's a rookie, is even good.
Yes. This is a guy I actually wanted, his rookie. He actually picked him before I was going to get him. Look at this guy.
He can beat you with his third string.
Look at this guy.
Oh, man.
I was so upset when he took him. And then he's got Bilintikov.
So look at Biletnikov's stats for the last 3 seasons. His last 3 seasons are better and equal to what he did for his first 8 seasons.
Just outstanding turnaround. And again, that should prove to some people that have these stud quarterbacks that can't. Well, again,
I can't make him work. I have to trade him.
No, for me, I still wouldn't have Biletnikoff on my team because he's short. I don't like short people. We've had that discussion before, but now this throws that fucking argument out the window. He's fucking 5'10". He's a fucking stud. And he's working on a team that knows how to make him work. I mean, even Jop's getting fucking Ellard this year. You know, Jops is getting a lot better at this fucking game, and he's made that comment. He's like, hey, I think bringing Cushman in here. Yeah, Cushman. I think bringing Cushman in here is going to put me at the 10-6, and sure as shit, he got the 10-6.
Oh, that's.
But yeah, this just gets rid of the argument. Now I understand, Malkpo's an elite GM, but this kind of gets rid of the argument for short people and the argument I can't make this super stud work.
Yep.
Well, and no different with Kornick. He couldn't make Kornick work either. And Jugs comes in fucking first season, tears it up with the guy.
You go open up some game logs and you figure out what the other guy did to make him work, or what other people are doing that makes their guys work, and you do the same things. It's just like watching film in the NFL.
Yeah, I've said it a number of times. This could be a copycat league. Go watch some TZAC games. And the plays are all laid out for you right there. You can see who's running what routes, what kind of person he is. Is he good at route running, getting downfield, big play receiving? What routes is TZAC running this guy? Create those plays in your fucking playbook and see if they work, And
some of them might not, but you keep working at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's go over to Brooklyn. Let's move up to your division, Grim.
Yeah, right on.
Now, Cushman, I don't think he had a good season. It maybe helped him win games, but he's 23 touchdowns to 22 interceptions for Cushman.
Yeah, it wasn't a great season, but still.
I think it took him a while to figure him out, too.
Yeah, there were some games there where I think after.
No, he didn't figure anything out because he never changed the game plan. He didn't figure anything out.
Look at the last 3 weeks. He didn't figure anything out. 1-3, 1-5, 1-1 on.
He used the same game plan all year long, and the game plan wasn't any good, which is why Cushman's numbers suck.
Yeah, he has a quarterback rating of 76.2 for a quarterback that's like Biletnikoff.
That's wow. That's Grim. What you just said a minute ago is a perfect example. I mean, do some work, learn something, figure it out.
I mean, he definitely won more games versus if he had a 50 rated quarterback playing.
Yeah.
I said in the show before the season started, he should have won 12, 13 games with this guy. Like if he had any idea what to do with this guy, he would have won 13-3.
Look at his game against, Tucker picked him off 5 times. Chesapeake picked him off 3 times. So those are 2 big games.
He has a bunch of games where he has multiple interceptions. A bunch of them.
Yep. Yeah, and at the beginning, a couple with no TDs. It's funny, Michelli actually had a better quarterback rating than Cushman did.
And that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know.
So he hasn't figured out how to work Cushman yet. Hopefully he finds a game plan for him. Because if you look at his offense, I'm looking like the team summary here. The only thing he did well as top 6 was passing yards of 274 per game, and then yards per attempt and yards per catch.
Look at his defense. Pull up the team summary.
Well,
I have it. It's up.
That's why he won, is because his defense was so good this year.
Number 6 in points allowed, first and third down conversions allowed. That's why he won games.
Absolutely.
Like I said, if let's just add 10 touchdowns and take away 10 picks. That's 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. If he puts up those kind of numbers, he goes 13-3 or 14-2 this year.
Yep.
Agree.
Yeah. No, but yeah, his defense really did get turned around this year, and it was almost back to scary Brooklyn defense of, six,
Howard
7
Graham,
seasons ago.
His defensive end had an absolute monster year.
Yeah. And then he's got that Elias Dennis as left defensive end.
Okay, but look at his offense. Look at Ellard. Look at the targets.
Well, that's part of why his game plan is terrible. He throws to one guy, and that's it.
You can't do that.
And every single pass is like a medium or intermediate pass or long pass. Like, he hardly ever throws short. His game plan's terrible. I'm going to keep saying it.
That's 13 or 14 targets a game average. Average. You can't do that.
Does he not like his other wide receivers?
He's hurting Ellard's production by throwing him the ball that much.
Yeah,
it comes back to you gotta game plan, and you gotta use your other player. Like, you just can't keep throwing to the same guy over and over again. This isn't 8.2. Like, it's 8.3/8.4. The game penalizes you automatically once you get past like 12, 13 targets per wide receiver.
You're hurting his performance, not helping it.
Let's look at his 3 wide
You think you're feeding him
receivers.
targets, but it's not. It doesn't work that way.
Well,
Yeah, you got Cole up there twice.
Look, pull up Eller.
Oh, I have to up twice. Hold on, let me get Eller.
Pull up Eller and click on Eller's stats for this season.
All right. Right there.
Look, man, it's
Click-
one game.
click
under
on
10
it.
You want me to
targets.
click like this? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All
One
right.
game under 10 targets.
21 targets, 18 targets, 17 targets, 20 targets. Like, that's insane. Look, the game against Chesapeake, 9 catches on 20 targets. That's why his quarterback is playing terrible.
I have to agree with Jugs on this.
There's another game, 5 catches, 10 targets. He got 13 yards.
Yeah, but look at that.
A game against Chesapeake again.
Yeah, look at that game against Augusta, though. He gets 9 targets, catches 7 for 145.
And a touchdown. Yep.
And a touchdown.
And that's what he should
And
be
won
doing
the
with him
game.
every game.
That's what he should be doing.
That
every
game or the game against Colorado. Those are like the 2 games that are like perfect for him.
That's weird. Those are both losses, too. Oh, no, not the Augusta one. Augusta.
He beat Augusta. Yeah.
Yeah. it's
No,
true.
and I thought he had mentioned sometime in the forum on one of the weeks that he had to switch some shit up because all people were doing was doubling Ellard.
Well, no kidding. The whole defense should be covering Ellard.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't throw it to anybody else. Why wouldn't you? And all his passes are downfield. I mean, if you go to team stats,
Oh, here we go.
I'll do it right now. Hold on. Let me just get all these out of the way. And go to
Yeah,
team
and
stats.
He is Eric Coryell.
Here's the Brooklyn. 223, 320, and 74. So he's throwing.
all
medium.
he does is throw downfield. All he does is chuck the ball downfield. It's the chuck and duck. It's a terrible offensive game plan. I'm gonna keep saying it.
All right,
He's
here.
completing 47% of his medium passes. That's awful. For a quarterback that good, that's awful.
Yeah, and he's not running the ball nearly as well
In
anymore.
contrast, Clay's completing 59.7 of his medium passes. I'm looking for.
I mean, you shouldn't be under 50% on your medium passes.
I'm looking. where do
If you have an 80 rated quarterback, you shouldn't be under 50. You really shouldn't be under probably 55% under your medium passes.
Yeah, shit. Even
about-
I got 53% on my mediums.
How about Tucker had a rookie complete 51.9%. Chesapeake 56%.
See, but okay, Clay, you have that highlighted right there. You had the cursor right there. So Tucker's a prime example. Tucker has 391 short passes, 212 medium, and 131 long. He still has more short passes than he does medium and long total. Brooklyn has more medium passes than he does short. you're never ever going to have any success in this version of the game using that strategy.
Yep, you're done before you start.
He's just throwing downfield way too much. And it would even be slightly different if he were running the ball 25 to 30 times a game effectively. But he's not really even running the ball effectively.
Let's do this for him. Let's do that.
Look, he's down there with Paris, Snapfinger, Bordeaux. Look at all those bad teams down there. Rochester, who didn't even have a quarterback, has a better medium pass percentage than he does. Rochester's best quarterback was like 25 rated.
Yes. Well, that's something he's going to have to fix. Because he paid a lot for Cushman. And if you're paying a lot for that kind of quarterback, that quarterback better do better than 76 point something quarterback rating.
Not only that, you're paying a lot every season to keep him.
Exactly.
It's what you gave up plus what you're paying to keep him. I mean, you got to do some work here.
So the
do some work.
So the question is, if he had his other quarterback from before, with that defense, what it did this season, do you think he would have had the same record?
I think he probably would have been 7-9 or 8-8.
Oh, so you think he would have been worse?
Yeah, I think so too.
But not a ton worse. I mean, Cushman's impact
just,
wasn't as big as it could have been.
Despite all the crap we're giving him, I think Cushman did actually win him a couple games.
Okay.
A couple more than he wouldn't have had last year.
That's my question.
Or with a different quarterback.
He could have won a lot more.
Yes, I agree with that as well.
So Clay, you have brought the player card up before. Look at how effective Cole, his wide receiver, was.
All right, let me get his thing up.
Yep. Wow.
And let me get to his games. Oh, not that. It's not that one. It's this one.
63%.
I mean, his yards per target was 13. This is a guy you need to be throwing the ball to 6-7 times a game.
Absolutely.
Not 2 or 3. Jeez. Well, there's his answer. Switch the primaries.
This guy needs at least fucking 100 targets a season.
That's what I said. Yeah, 6 or 7 times a game.
Yep.
Just go in your playbook and switch the primary on about 25 pass plays to this guy, and you're all set.
I didn't realize he was only thrown to 38 times. 38.
Well, I mean, he has all the bars to be successful. He just doesn't have endurance. So, I mean, he can put him in 2 or 3 of the formations. And like I say, he should be able to target this guy 6-7 times a game, and he get 80, 90, 100 yards a game.
Oh, yeah. Just throw him in the 1-1-3 and the 1-2-2.
Just throw him the ball when he's on the field. You don't have to change the formations.
He's got to figure out his offense. That's probably what he's trying to do. His defense is not an issue.
No, and like I said, that's surprising too. I mean, he's got some good players on that defense again, but still not what he used to have. But man, they did really well on defense this year. Man, we couldn't do shit on him, but we've got a shit team, or a shit quarterback, anyways.
Well, we'll see how he does in the playoffs. You guys, by the way, Grim, your division was cutthroat.
It was stupid this year, man.
Brutal.
It was fucking brutal. But yeah, no, I mean, we had our own destiny the last 3 games, man. We had 3 games to just at least win one more to have a fucking chance, and we just could not do it. And Michelli, again, he was playing just fine those last 3 games. I think even the last 4, he threw a pick 6 in each one of those things. It's like, fucking Michelli, dude. We know you're going to throw interceptions. Can you just lay off the pick 6s? I just think those, as far as an algorithm or the dice rolls goes, a pick 6 is just fucking demoralizing to the team. And every one of those games that he threw a pick 6, dude, we just fucking stunk afterwards. Just stunk.
I can't believe he's still on your roster.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I kind of fucked up and re-signed him last year so I could get some cap space to sign fucking Yamashita, and then you got him anyway, so it was a moot fucking point. But
so why'd you take out Livingston? What happened?
Because he sucked.
Livingston was playing terrible.
He was playing fucking terrible, dude.
He was playing worse than Maselli.
Yeah,
that's saying something there. Wow.
Yep. No, and then.
Hey, did you hear Jug said this? Nobody else. It was Jug that said that he's playing worse than Maselli.
You are so lucky, Grim, that you did not pay Livingston the money that he wanted before.
$66 million. It was at one point, wasn't it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. No, and then we threw Peters in there, and he won 4 games in a fucking row. I'm going, really? This is good. And then he just he fell off the edge too, man.
Yeah. It's time for Livingston to hang it up.
Yeah, he'll probably retire after this year. He had to hold kicks. Probably didn't like that very much. But yeah, no, the first couple games I was really impressed with Michelli. I mean, even at what he did, against Tucker. But then, like I said, we had a chance last 3 games. And, against some teams that we probably could beat, but especially that Orlando game, man. It's just like, fuck me. I'm at home, and I can't play worth a shit at home anymore, it doesn't seem. Unless I'm playing like a really bad team, so. But yeah, we'll fucking grind on. Next year, we're getting a new fucking quarterback. I don't care who the fuck it is.
But your defense let you down as well, like me.
We were not good there either, man.
Yeah, you.
And we're just so old on defense now. I mean, I'm gonna need new starting fucking defensive ends next year.
So I'm gonna be competing with you for defensive players. Great.
Yeah. No, need some. Yeah, I'm just all around on defense. I just need new players. We're just super old there. And my 3 linebacker combination that I got last season just didn't really pan out.
Yeah, because you were ranked 25th for points allowed. You gave up 24.4 points. Yep. And you only put up 21 points, so you're ranked 18.
Yep. So turnover margins sucked too. We were 28th. We were -8. We just couldn't get interceptions and fumbles. It's just, it was a really fun season, and it was really fun to just be in the thick of that shit. But just in the end, again, those last 3 games are just frustrating as shit. Especially that one. I mean, I posted in the forum after I lost to fucking Frederick. I'm like, I fucking hate this game. And that's all I said.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, I just, we'll try to regroup next year and see what we can't figure out. But I just definitely need at least a good stud defensive end, and I need a good cornerback, and I absolutely have to have a quarterback. And then Worcester, I mean, all that to get that many yards. He's like Eddie George. It's like that's super frustrating those last few games too, man. He just could not fucking run. He's running just like 2 yards a carry, loss of 3. Then they rip off a 20-yarder. Then it's 2 yards a carry. It's like, fuck, man.
Well, his whole recognition bar isn't that high.
No, but I am. It's. I think it's going to be good enough, but I am running him to the outside a lot because of the breakaway speed and the speed of the outsides. That's where the bulk of his carries are going. So,
okay, how good is the run blocking on your 5 offensive linemen that you played?
Not super great, especially on my left side. So, I mean, my center's good, my right guard was good, my right tackle was good, but like my left guard that I was playing most of the time. Well, then my left tackle, I remember when you were asking me why I'm playing that left guard at left tackle, Jugs, early in the season, whatever his name is, because he's got the best run blocking out of all the guys that I could play over there, So, yeah, he had some fucking dynamite games, especially that one against Clay, dude. I mean, holy shit. But I think that was...
Everybody had good games against Clay's defense.
Yeah.
217 yards. Disgusting.
But, I mean, I know Jugs probably right before that Kansas game, he told me, like, hey, you got to start running Worcester more. And I did. I started trying to get him at least 30 carries a game. And some of those he did real well. Other ones, I mean, like 33 for 93. That's terrible. 38 for 95. That's terrible. 31 for 93. That's fucking terrible.
Yep, but you won all three of those games.
I won all three of those games just because, he would rip off a couple decent ones, but so yeah, I like the guy. Like I said, he'll probably be a regular running back where I just burn him out for 4 seasons, let him go, and what's fucking surprising? I thought for sure that quick picking up my old running back, Cody Humphreys, that he would get 1,000 yards with him.
He didn't even change his game plan. He ran the same game plan he's been running for the last 25 seasons.
Yep.
He didn't change anything. So I'm not even sure why he signed a running back.
I don't know. He didn't need him.
He didn't change anything.
I mean, he ran okay, but it's like, damn, I thought for sure this would break the 1,000-yard back spell.
I mean, but what's his cap? What was his cap number? Like $55 million?
Who are we speaking
of?
of?
Yeah, he paid Cody Humphreys on Quick's team.
Let me get him
Chesapeake.
up.
Chesapeake.
Okay. Humphrey. Got him up. Okay.
Okay, $40 million. So cap number $40 million, but he didn't even have 200 carries.
No.
Like, so why did you sign this guy?
Affinity.
For $40 million?
Really? I mean, $40 million for an affinity for a guy that you could find that makes $8 or $9 million to do the exact same thing?
Yep. And I don't think he caught the ball that much either.
Let's take a look. Let me get rid of this and we'll take a look. Receiving.
37
62.
catches.
62 targets, 37. 289 yards. So between 289 yards and 900, so he had 1,100.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for not that much production.
11, almost 1,200 yards.
Yeah, 1,200 yards, a little over 1,200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand the signing. If he wasn't going to change the game plan to add a few more carries to the running back, I'm like really lost on why he did that, why he signed that guy.
We'll see. I don't think he got him any starts this year either, so maybe that's kind of the plan. Oh, yeah, 0 games started right there. So he's going to re-sign for a lot less next year, I'm guessing. Or not a lot less, but probably.
Well, no, he can't re-sign for less because it's all bonus money.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah, it's all bonus.
Yeah, he can't even renegotiate the contract. It's all bonus.
Hmm.
Yeah, it seemed like an upside down league in your division, Grim. It was just going back and forth. Fredericks came up. Chesapeake then had it. You had it. Then Brooklyn took it. So it was just going back and forth. I didn't know who was going to take that division.
No, it's just very competitive, and I enjoy that. I like the competition. I mean, I don't like that. I think this is our 5th season in a row now where we didn't make the playoffs. That's getting fucking old. But once Loyal Royal took over Frederick, I'm kind of like, oh shit, this is going to make this really fucking interesting because he's a good GM. And then I saw, he's a running guy. And then I saw he drafted Reeves, and man, Reeves was badass this year.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yep. 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. Just an amazing season for this guy. How many 200-yard games? 4.
Yes. He had a 200-yard game before me against Chesapeake. Then he had a 239-yard game against me. He had a 200-yard game against you, Grim. Yeah.
Yep.
And one against Arizona.
Yeah, just insanely good.
Yeah, he rode him well,
Yes,
and a couple of those games, I think Arizona and I think Grimmer both. I think they had 8-man front most of the game, and he still ran.
Oh yeah, no, both of those games. Now I know. Yeah, it's the first game, Jugs. I think you commented. You said you should have been in Buzz the entire time. I'm like, go look at the log. Every time I was in Buzz, he ran off fucking 15, 20 yards. When I was just in regular cover 2, I'd stop him at 4 or 5 yards, which is not really any better, but fuck. And then that last game, I just buzzed every fucking time, and nope, he still ran all over me, man. It's bad. And the funny thing is in the forums before each one of our games, right before the first game, he's like, "Well, our season's over. Baskey's out." And then he came back.
Does that
blah,
in
blah,
every
blah.
league he's in.
Yeah,
he does the same thing over in RZB. He quits before the game is even simmed. He does.
Yeah, and then it's like right before our second game, he's like, "Well, our season's over." I'm like, then I go on to lose both those fucking games. Like, no, I don't think your season's over, buddy.
He says the same thing over in RZB, like, "Oh, our season's over," and then he won 3 in a row. So he does it all the time.
Maybe I need to start saying that more.
That's not how science works.
Law of attraction, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
Expect the worst.
Baskey did well even though he didn't throw a lot, only 3 interceptions. He was ranked number 1 on turnovers on offense, so he didn't turn over the ball, which is great. That helped him a lot.
Well, he was so run heavy to where Baskey did exactly what he asked him to this season, like just not make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Reeves doesn't fumble either. So
but here's where I brought this up many times in the topic. Here's a team, and Jugs, you fit this as well because you like to run. He doesn't need an elite quarterback because he has a running back that does everything. And he only threw, 200 and something times? Right? 240 times. So you can play with a 36 rated quarterback if you're a run heavy team.
Sure.
Now, would this team
has to be the right 36 rated quarterback?
Okay, but I'm going to say this: does this team get into double-digit wins, consistent years, by having a quarterback that's rated 36 and a running back that's like this? What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think he could do it. Like I said, I think Lloyd Roy is a pretty good GM from what I've seen before. And back when he had Paris, he just, ruled the division for a while, running the ball and strong defense. But yeah, you're going to have no turnovers. I mean, he was plus 11 in turnovers this season. That's fucking insane. I mean, plus 11 to my minus 8. That's just crazy. And I could only see his team getting better, I mean, this guy gets a nice wide receiver. Reeves was doing all that with an even not so great offensive line. Looking at their just straight up ratings on the website, I guess they don't look great, but maybe they're all just run blockers, So, but yeah, I think he could. I think he's coming up. I think he could do it multiple seasons in a row. And at this point, to me, any season in our division where we can stop Quick from winning it, it's a great one. It's a fantastic season if we can stop.
Well, I mean, he clearly did what it took to get into the playoffs, taking nothing away from him. But the question was, can he have multiple seasons in a row with double-digit wins? And he hasn't done that even once yet. He's 9-7.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying.
Double-digit wins, so 10 or more.
My answer would be
10.
no.
Yeah.
Not just winning season. Well, maybe not.
No, double digits, I'm saying.
Not without adding an elite wide receiver or a better quarterback or maybe some more DBs to, shut people down and get even more turnovers. I don't know. I mean, there's another piece missing before he becomes a multiple 10-win team. Multiple seasons in a row.
My question's on, if he doesn't have an elite quarterback, can he do double-digit wins, consistent years, having a solid running back like he has? That was my question.
He needs another weapon. He needs a wide receiver.
Okay.
Then he can. Yeah.
I mean, this could do it, All right, I'll be right back, gentlemen.
All right. Anyone want to talk about Cap City? I'm just going over the top teams that took their divisions. Another crazy division. Everyone was awful.
Well, he pretty much had that division under control most of the year. Howie was the big disappointment. I think he'd be the first one to tell you that he wants to revamp a lot of things.
I was shocked with Howie as well.
He's kind of stuck, though, because he went and re-signed, his running back, and then he re-signed his QB. He let him hit free agency.
He re-signed his quarterback for big money because he hit free agency.
So now you want to do the rebuild thing and then bring in young players. Well, how many years was that contract?
3 years, wasn't it?
Let's take a look. I'll bring it up right now.
I think it's 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. He's stuck.
And the thing that I love, absolutely love, about IHOF is the trading rules and the no tanking rules. I mean, you can't just say, okay, time to rebuild. Everybody's up. I'm looking for picks. You can't do it.
Agree.
You have to build on the fly. You have to bring in people that are ready to take over when that guy leaves.
Agree. But I still believe in trying to make your team work. Like, I'm going to use myself because I can only use myself. Even though we were having a losing season, I was trying to figure out my team, whatever I can, to finish strong with a better record. And to know, okay, I can fix this and this and this at the end of the day.
Sure. I did the same things.
And then know, all right, next season I know I have to get defensive players. But I'm not going to be dropping my top players to try to get draft picks. They're going to stay with me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if I'm doing a rebuild, let's just say I'm not dropping my wide receivers on the market and saying, okay, I'm going to now
just let them get free agency.
That's not going to happen.
Just don't re-sign them, Clay.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, like I said. But going back to, let's look at Howie's team before we go back to Cap City. I'm sure he was disappointed. Like, he was disappointed with Richmond, but he finished strong, Richmond. He had 1,700 yards, 5 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. But that was his offense.
Let me see here.
Boeheim disappointed him. 79 passing rating, 13 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. When you're paying him, good.
Yeah.
Go, Jugs.
Bone line, I mean, I give Howie credit because he doesn't look like that great of a quarterback. And to me, Howie's gotten everything out of him that he could.
Absolutely.
I've never thought he was a good quarterback, but then I look and see some of the numbers that he's put up over the years with him, and he's actually been pretty good. You look at his bar profile, that since rush bar being under 20, that's just not a quarterback I would ever have on my team.
No, Howie, you're correct. Howie knew how to work Boeheim.
Yeah, that wouldn't be somebody. I mean, a one-timing bar, 15 cents rush and 26 scramble. And the short pass bar is only 10. So you're like, wow, you got the third down bar, you got medium passing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he didn't take 50-plus sacks a season with this guy.
Yeah, how many sacks did he take? Let's see. He took 38 this season. Last season, he took 48. And the season before, he took 53.
Right, but even over his career, those aren't bad numbers for a quarterback that's got a since rush bar under 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually somewhat impressive for him to avoid that many sacks for that bar to be so low.
Was he throwing short passes more? Where is he? He is Texas.
Good balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running West Coast over there too.
40, 187, 65.
C-Max is jumping on right now.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe he threw short passes a lot, so he got rid of the ball quicker, so he doesn't get sacked.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he's taken a lot of sacks over his career, though, hasn't he?
He also keeps a lot of people in the block.
But we were looking at it, Grim, that he did 38 this season. He had 48 last season, 53.
Yeah, so he's taken a lot of sacks over his career. I mean, to me, 38 sacks sucks.
That's not that bad for a quarterback with a 15 cents rush bar.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, I don't think I could ever have
60.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever have a quarterback with 15 cents rush bar.
That's what I was saying.
Right, but
in my opinion, he's gotten a lot of mileage out of this guy for some of those bars that he has.
Yep.
You would think with 15 cents rush, he'd be having 60 sacks or 65.
What's a
Noise?
good Grim?
I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
What I was going to say, what's a kick in the nuts is that he's paying this guy $70-something million, and you went 6-10. And I know he's pissed off at that.
Well, he's going to be paying him $80 million next year.
13 touchdown passes.
And he started all 16 games. But that's, how many people this year in the forums, Clay, and you even said it, you don't understand it. You have the same fucking core players. A lot of people going, this is the same, like Snapfinger. This is the same fucking team I had last year. I don't understand it. I mean, and then when I played him and beat him, it's like, well, dude, you're running on 3rd and long every fucking play. That's easy. That's easy to stop.
Well, Snapfinger was starting different players. He had a different offensive game plan. I think he was talking just to hear himself talk. Like his game plan was completely different than the year before. And he was playing a wide receiver that didn't even play the year before. And the guy he had playing last year, he had on the bench.
And he wasn't playing a 3rd or 4th place schedule.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's, but it's been explained before. But I just thought there was a lot of people going, fuck, man, I got the same roster. What the hell's going on?
You're playing tougher teams.
Yeah.
I know what my problem was. My defense was just atrocious. I have a new offensive line. And my kicker was awful.
So did Chris get here yet?
Yeah, he should be on. Hey, C-Max, if you're on.
Yeah, I'm here, just listening in.
Yeah, so.
What up?
What up?
One hell of a year. We should not be in the playoffs, buddy. Wow.
Yeah, I think we were a bit of an illusion, though. I mean, if you look at it, we didn't play hardly any teams that had a winning record. And when we did, we generally lost. So I feel good about 11-5, but I think the right 2 teams made it because we just weren't strong.
Well, I think I asked in a text, one of our texts, it's like, what's fucking worse? Going 11-5 and missing the playoffs, going 6-10 and making the playoffs, or going 14-2 and being the wild card? Which one would you fucking prefer?
I think the worst is probably when Kansas beats the piss out of Oakland and moves to the next round of the playoffs.
Oh.
I already mentioned before we started talking the show that I've been thinking about this today, and I'm like, dude, Jugs is either going to fucking stomp him or fucking Clay's going to eke it out. And with his injuries in the secondary, I think Clay's going to eke out a win here.
I think that Jugs has got the better team right now. I'm going to give it to Jugs. I just like fucking with him, but I think he's got the more well-rounded team. I think, like I said, Kansas is placing himself. His defense isn't where it needs to be, and he gave up 436 points against versus Oakland's 263. I mean, it's almost 200 points difference. I think the defense is the big separator there.
Absolutely. I agree.
But it's the playoffs, and you just never know what's going to happen.
Like C-Max,
matters too.
C-Max, if I can give you my playoff spot, I would.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do any better than you will. I'd probably, like I said, my team. I mean, if you look at the teams I played, I didn't play anybody with a winning record successfully.
We have your team up right now. I got to tell you, you turned around your quarterback this season. 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 96 passing rating.
Ask him why his quarterback played better, Clay.
Why'd your quarterback play better, C-Max?
Well, clearly because I'm brilliant.
Oh, okay. Is that why?
It might slightly have something partially to do with the new game, new playbook, new offensive play style going to balance, which Jugs may have mentioned would be helpful.
And it was. They had the best season of his career.
Yeah. He went from the worst season of his career to the best season of his career. Both of them by a long shot. So, I mean, it helped. It helped. I mean, and I, even with I figured he was probably right that the balanced game plan would help, but with my, mediocre wide receiving core and lack of cohesion, I thought it'd be a little different. But apparently, spreading the ball around and having a bunch of mediocre guys is good.
It
Chris,
is.
am I reading this right, Chris? Did you run the ball 462 times last season?
Well, yeah, but 120 of them were Sosha.
Okay.
I mean, I ran the ball
Yeah.
about 340 times. I kept at it, but my running game was still garbage. I mean,
but 340 is like 20 times a game, so I mean,
yeah, no, I was trying to run, but Bernard still sucked ball sacks, and Mitchell was meh. I think Bernard, he ran 170, 180 times.
190.
Yeah,
Yep.
2.98 per carry.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yep, he was terrible, and I was trying to play to his strengths, running to the outside, and it just he's garbage. But I'm gonna trade him to Grimmer, so he likes all my garbage players. He can produce with them.
Well, except for Maloney, who wasn't
garbage.
Yeah,
that's true.
Could never get that guy to go.
He wasn't a garbage player. You turned him to garbage. I'm giving you a garbage player.
Well,
so, it's not the same.
Soka?
Yep. Sosha.
Sosha.
I call him Sosha.
This is his best season ever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By far.
By a good margin. Yep. He's finally playing to that 78 avoid interception bar that he's got.
So he had 23 more completions in 133 less attempts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it helps that I was throwing a lot of short and intermediate routes versus the Air Coryell route, throwing a lot of medium and long routes. That played a huge role.
His QBR went up 35.5 points.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I figured he'd play better, but I didn't think he'd play that much better. But yeah, no, he's and I've really worked on the chemistry stuff. I mean, I got nothing but love on my offense now. Everybody loves each other.
I see that.
Damn, you needed that game against Houston.
Oh, I did. Well, honestly, the one that irks me is my loss to North Plainfield. Yeah, there it is. That one was the deal breaker. Yeah, I don't feel too bad about losing to Houston. I mean, they're a tough team, but North Plainfield, I needed to win that one. It was a home game, and I just my defense fell apart. Yeah, but like I said, I think the only teams I played with a winning record is Capital City and Atlanta, and then
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yep. But I mean, most of my wins were against sub 500 teams. So I had an easy schedule and I took advantage of it, just not quite well enough.
Oh, you got a tough division. You had Houston and Atlanta both neck and neck with you.
Yeah, and I went 1-3. I went 1-3 in the 4 games against those two guys, though.
But he's right. The schedule was his friend this year.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had an easy schedule.
He had Gothenburg, Houston twice, Atlanta twice, and Cap City.
Yeah, that was it. Those
are the winning teams he played, win or lose.
Yep, and I lost to Gothenburg. I lost to Atlanta and Houston twice. So
I don't want to petition the league. I want that schedule next year.
Yeah, I'm guessing I won't get that schedule next year, and I could come crashing back down to earth. But yeah, I felt good about 11-5, all things considered. I mean, I didn't figure I'd even have a winning record this season, but I feel okay about it.
Well, you have your playbook for next season. Let's see if
I'll bet it won't change one bit.
Not much. Not much. Well, the playbook will stay exactly the same. The game plan will adjust here and there, based on what I'm seeing. But the playbook's not going to get changed at all.
I think mine's set too. I'm going to leave
if I could
exactly
make one,
as is.
if I could make one big change next season, it'll be I'll have a fucking running back.
You got your first round pick in the draft, don't you?
I do, but that'll be 120. Well, I'm like as Quick said, I'm the 7th seed. So I'll right around 122-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but no one's really going to be picking up running backs early on.
No, I'm sure they won't. They'll probably pick them up at 19, 20, and 21. Mm-hmm. and then I'll pick the linebacker.
Yep.
Well,
although I can't complain about the linebackers. The two I got right now that I drafted high, they both played very, very well for me.
What are the names?
Oh, Cox and Norfleet.
They're both right there at the top.
There you go.
Both of them got some interceptions. Norfleet did a good job blitzing this year. I tried to get Cox to blitz. I'd have him set it at 9 and Norfleet at a 6 in that blitz stuff, but Norfleet was always the guy. But that's fine. I mean, Cox played really, really solid pass coverage. So.
Nice one.
So, Clay, I'm looking at Cap City here.
Mm-hmm.
He's running out of time.
Oh, yeah.
Johnstone's in his 12th season, but he's 36 years old.
Yep.
I mean, he's got him on. He's got one more year, but he might re-sign him. No, I don't think he'll re-sign him again.
Well, that's my brother's team, and I was talking to him.
He's got a two-pronged running attack.
Yeah, Eater.
His top receiver looks pretty good. The QB's playing really well. It's time.
I know for sure he wrecks his defense every single game, and he put very little time into his offensive game planning. He's my brother, right? Yeah, he's been really, really busy over the last couple of months. So
but as far as offense goes, I mean, he's got a decent offensive game plan. So he's been just running with that for the last few seasons. This is his third season in a row making the playoffs. So,
if he could put more time into it, he could really do some good stuff with Cap City.
Yeah, I think so too.
Although, honestly, then like you said, Johnstone's about to retire, and then he's going to be back to the drawing board because.
Well, he's only in his 12th season. He's going to play 2 or 3 more seasons.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
But he's 36 years old. And 3 more seasons is 39. Is he going to play at age 39?
If he's only going into year 50, he'll play at least 2 more. And if he's signed, he'll probably play that 15th season.
As long as he keeps starting him, I think he'll keep playing.
I still say he's running out of time, though. The time is now.
Yeah. If nothing else, I mean, 2-3 seasons
try and do
much.
something right now.
So does he have the Livingston cliff?
I don't know. Maybe he's been pretty consistent over his career. He might. Well, yeah, I'd be willing to bet you he's still probably productive for 2 more seasons, maybe 3.
Yeah, you also got to remember too. Livingston came over to my team with like no fucking cohesion. Johnston's been there for fucking 12 years, so he's got some massive pass cohesion over there. And Livingston came in and pad fucking garbage because my receiving core is pretty new too. So I think that was a big problem with Livingston. Plus the red flag just coming over there. He's like, fuck this. Fuck this.
Do you think Livingston retires?
I think so. I
bet he does.
I can't see him sticking around another season after this year.
I don't think he got enough starts at the end of the season. He got some starts, but at the end of the season he was benched. I think he retires.
Jug, you think he's gone?
What year is he?
17th season, 37 years old.
Is he under contract next year?
No.
He's retired.
Yeah. I think even if he was under
retired. I was surprised he came back this year. I expect him to retire. That's 17.
He's unhappy. He only started 5 games and played 8.
Yeah. Even if he was under contract, I think he'd be retired.
Yeah. Interesting.
He almost has the same bars as Johnstone.
Very similar.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cap City went 9-7. It's going to be in the playoffs. Texas went down. Moontown went down. Outer Banks, I thought they were going to do much better, but did not.
Outer Banks seems like a mystery to me because he has talent on his team, and last couple seasons they played pretty bad.
That team is cursed.
He can't get.
Period.
He's got a decent quarterback too.
Right.
And he's a decent GM. I've seen him in the playoffs.
I spent probably 40 seasons with Outer Banks, and they're just cursed.
He only put up 17 points per game this season. You don't think they can get over the hump, C-Max? Oh, he's a red flag.
I mean, I don't know that I would say they can't get over the hump. I think
the QB's a red flag.
I think he's got the potential. I mean, he's a good GM. I think he's got a decent roster. I mean, if they can get over the hump, I think they will. But I just think the team is cursed. Like I said, I spent years floundering there, and I tried so many different things. I just could never get them to succeed. So I don't know. I think they're cursed.
What do you do, Chris?
Either that or I just suck.
What do you do, Chris, if you come up in the draft, you got 1-1, and there's Ronaldo Wilson, he's a red flag, you take him?
If I really needed a quarterback, I might, but I'd probably try real hard to trade out first.
I don't know what I would do there. That's a mess.
Yeah. I mean, since rush bar is not
played
great
okay.
either.
His numbers aren't horrible, but you got to wonder, is that why he's not winning?
Well, he put up 6 points 3 times this season, only.
Well,
and his personality is a 6. I mean, he looks like he's just an asshole.
Look.
This guy's just a dick. Everybody on the team's like, fuck this guy.
Here's what you can look at. His overall rating is what, 68? Is that 66 or 68?
What are we looking at? What are we at?
66.
66.
So his overall rating is 66. His QB record is 32 and 58 and 1. I would do whatever I can to get rid of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's time to start over.
That red flag is probably causing all his problems.
But what would you do on draft day, Jug? You got one.
I don't draft or play red flag players. You'll never see a red flag player on my team ever in life.
Yeah, Livingston was the first ever for me. See how that turned out. So
I don't like
the guy could look like. I mean, that's what Livingston looked like. The guy could look like an 85 rated quarterback. There's no way I draft him if he's a red flag. No way.
The only way I would do it is if I couldn't trade out, and then I would be looking to trade him every season after.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's nothing else to pick. That's the best value. You're stuck with him. You're like, okay, I'll take him. He's not going to play.
If I couldn't get somebody to take 1.1, then, I mean, he's still a generational looking quarterback. You take him, and then you start shopping him to everybody that'll listen the very next season.
Yeah, well, yeah. So he didn't do well. My division, we know how it went. I thought actually Chicago was going to do much better.
I did too. I was going to say that earlier when we were over in your division. He was 4-2 at one point. I'm like going, this could be good.
He hit a wall.
This could be good. He's got Tomlinson over there, and
well, didn't he hit the wall last year too? Didn't
Yes.
he do the exact same thing last year?
Yes, he did.
Well, he was 5-3 coming out of the bye, and he dropped 6 in a row.
Yes, he did. Yeah. He did the same thing last season.
yeah, it might have came out of the gates hot. So he was 5-10-1 last season.
Yeah, but I mean, he was 5-3. Week 9 was his bye, and then he lost 6 games in a row.
Yep.
That'll kill your season.
And he's not putting up points. He only put up 19 points per game.
Well, he got shut out by Gothenburg.
Yep.
Clay, you beat him twice.
Hanley held him to 11. Arizona held him to 16, yeah. 10 by Brooklyn.
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
10 by Bordeaux.
You can't have that many games where you're scoring less than 20 points when you have a 70 rated quarterback. It just, I mean, you got money tied up into the quarterback position because that guy's 70 rated. You need to capitalize on offense and make him effective. You need to do whatever you can to build around that quarterback because, I mean, you're really relying on the offense.
Yeah, and if you don't,
your offense needs to be good with a 70 rated quarterback. You need to have the running back, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight end to go around there. He's got way too many games where he scored less than 20 points. Just way too many.
And if you're going to have that kind of offense, you got to have a kicker with a booming leg that can, score you 40 field goals a season.
Hey, Clay's got one for sale.
Yes, I do.
He doesn't have a boomer leg. He's got some accuracy, but he's got a little weak-ass limp leg. And me and Grimmer were looking at that. I mean, his kickoff distance is garbage.
Oh yeah,
his
that's
power on field goals was garbage.
Yeah, we're just
and that's also costing you field position, Clay. That's part of the special teams we talked about.
Yeah,
I know.
We talked to Clay about special teams earlier, Chris, and I forgot to mention the kicker in his kickoff distance, which is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I'm paying my kicker $13 million too, but he was 38 of 39 on field goals, had 950 yarders.
That's beautiful. See, a kicker like that, yes.
70% touchbacks.
But I thought Chicago was going to take the division easily.
Yeah.
When we were falling, I go, Chicago's taking this. No way, no how, he's not taking this.
Yep, the team just let him down at the end. That's what happened last season. He lost his last 6 games, and here he lost what?
6 in a row, and then 1 and lost again.
So he lost 7 out of 8.
8.
Yep.
This was a weird season where it's really obvious there were 4 power teams in the league, and everybody else was just nick.
Yes.
And Hanley, Oakland, Tucker, and Gothenburg. Really, outside of that, it was a bunch of.
Well, we can jump over because of Iowa and Arizona. We had them placed there. Then we go to Gothenburg. Julio dominated again.
Yeah, he started out a little slow, didn't he? 2-2. Then he won 4 straight and took control. Only lost 2 games after that.
He started Fredrickson. 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He did very well with.
So Clay, pull up his game by game stats.
His game by game stats.
Fredrickson.
No. Click on this year for Fredrickson.
Oh, Fredrickson.
Yeah, you got it.
I got him. I got him up right now.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Click on this year.
Yep. There you go.
And let me get to his.
So.
Go ahead.
Look at the last 2 games that Fredrickson started, and that's exactly why I got rid of him, because he has games like that. And you see, he didn't play him the last 3 games. He didn't start him the last 3 games of the season.
Oh, you're talking about these 2 games over here. The one he went 36-16 and 33-15?
Right. And that's exactly what he does. He has 2 or 3 really good games in a row, and then he has a stinker or 2 in a row, and it'll cost you.
I'll tell you what, I think I mentioned this to Chris one night we were talking. I'm like, this year I should have caught on to my 3-game deal and let the quarterback win 3 games, bench him, let the next guy come in and win 3 games, bench him, next to the next guy come in and just cycle him in that way. Because I seem to be getting 3 good games in a row and then they'd fucking stink.
Like a baseball player?
Yes.
I'll bet you he puts Killick back. Well, how do you say his name? Killick?
Kuluk?
Yeah. I'll bet he goes back in there for the playoffs.
Well, Kulik started the last 3 games of the season.
Yes,
yeah, look at the numbers he put up. Bet he waited till he got angry.
Let's do it right now. Here we go. Well, the last game he didn't do good. He had 51% completion, 5.95 yards per
3
attempt.
touchdowns,
3
1
TDs and a
interception.
pick is okay with me.
He did better against my team.
Everybody did good against your team.
Yeah, I had my only 200-yard rushing game.
Everyone's like, hey, we're playing Kansas.
Just run against him.
Shorts and shoulder pads, boys.
If only I would have played him instead of North Plainfield.
7-on-7 drill for every offense that played Kansas this year.
That's great. I was telling these guys, Paris put up 37 points on me. Paris.
Ouch. That's embarrassing.
That is.
Did Paris score 37 points in any other game this year?
Let's take a look really quick to laugh.
That'll tell you how bad your defense was.
Nope.
Nope.
Not even close.
There it is.
They never even scored past 27. Wow. He almost doubled his point per game total in the game against you.
Damn, Clay, you'd almost been better off missing the playoffs and getting that high draft pick. You went from having top 12 draft pick to having 24.
Yeah, you would have had 10th overall, and now you're going to be picking 23 or 24th.
Well, we all know it's Chicago's fault now, though. Chicago could have won at least one of those.
Well, Chicago's quarterback was hurt the last 2 games, so
He
didn't even have
right.
tolerance in the last 2 games.
Or he might have been in.
That is true. Let's go back to Gutenberg. He dominated his division, 12-4.
Year out.
But I thought Bordeaux was going to come up even to a 10-win season. I thought.
Is that who you picked at the beginning of the year to make the playoffs?
No, I picked Gutenberg.
No, who'd you pick for the wild card?
Mass Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Gothenburg's 11th division win in a row. I just don't. Unless Matt can get his shit together with that team and get it figured out, I don't think anyone's going to challenge this guy for a while.
But no one gets close to Gutenberg.
Right, he needs to make an Aaron Rodgers video. I own you. I've always owned you.
Like if you look at the season, let's go to 21. So okay, that season they got close, Merchant Man. But look at 21-13.
Yeah, well, that was actually kind of an off season.
21-12. So he wins it like week 16. I mean, not week 16, week 15 or week 14. He'll be clinching the division.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while. Outside of that one season where he had the tie, but crazy shit. Just one of the good ones. Mm-hmm. Need to start fucking looking at his logs a little bit more too and seeing what he's doing.
He's a balanced offense. Oh, he runs more. What am I talking about? He runs. Oh, it's balance.
Did he change? Because he used to run. Gothenburg used to run Air Coryell.
He's still got Air Coryell right now.
Okay.
So he's rushing for 500 times, right? And more than 500. A little over 500. And he's passing 400, 500. So he's a balanced offense.
You're saying balanced in terms of this.
Oh,
play,
yeah.
his,
okay.
You know, not necessarily the coaching scheme, but his actual balance of how he plays.
Yeah, run pass ratio.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, Julio talks a lot too about when a guy gets injured, you know, saying to forums is like, man, it's going to be real tough to win without this guy. And then he's always got someone that just steps in and fucking takes care of it. He did lose his big tight end for the rest of the season, though, so that may hurt a little bit. But even at that, Tisdale.
Well, Tisdale had a monster season this year.
Yeah.
Well, he's got. Let's take a look at him.
Yeah, Tempest will be able to step in and play pretty well, though, I think.
He's right behind Jugs with points per game on defense. Jugs was ranked number 1. He's ranked number 2 with 18 points per game that he allows. He's ranked number 2 in points scoring with 30 points per game.
Got a good turnover margin.
Oh, yeah, +7. Yep.
Yeah, so he...
very complete team.
Yes, it is. He's
got
the
all
defense
the stats
and
are there.
offense. Defense and offense. We can go quickly to Bordeaux, who is 8-8, took second place. He's got that quarterback that doesn't do well all the time. He put up 24 points per game, ranked 12, but he gave up 27 points per game, ranked 28. So that's going to make you like an 8-8 team or
the turnover margin, brother. I thought mine was bad.
Wow. Negative 17.
He had 41 fucking turnovers, dude.
Well, look, I mean, he threw 27 interceptions.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So 27 interceptions, that mean he lost how many fumbles? 14 fumbles he lost as well?
He lost 14 fumbles.
God, is that Dennis fumbling from getting sacked or what the fuck?
That's bad dice rolls there.
It's got to be.
That would be my guess.
Oh, shit.
Well, he had 23 fumbles total, and he lost 14 of them. So that's a little bit more than half.
23 fumbles. That's fucking insane.
No. Mass Lewis went 8-8. Paris went 13-3.
No, 3-13.
3-13. 3-13. Next up, Tucker with his rookie quarterback.
Okay, I got you. I've been looking at this. So I want you guys to get ready because this Ronaldo Brady only started 8 games, and I'm guessing that's all he played. I don't think he came in off the bench, although I haven't looked. 23 touchdowns, one more he averages 3 per game. 3 per game over 16 games is 48. Last year his QB had 52. What was his name?
Taylor.
Taylor?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so this guy as a rookie is already playing at that level. He had 8 interceptions. That's 1 per game. That'll get better, so it'll go down. He's got 3 exceptional affinities, and he is 24 years old going into year 2. Look out.
His avoid interception bar is 98.
Look out. This guy's going to destroy people. He scored 500 points this season. His rookie year, he only played 8 games. You can talk these other 2 QBs, Olshansky and Anthony. They better not own real estate anywhere in Tucker because they won't be around long. And if they are, they're going to get splinters from sitting on the bench.
Yep.
This kid's never coming out again.
Just the importance of offensive game plan right there, man.
Never coming out again. He's already a monster.
Like, if you look at Ben's defense, the only thing it did well was stopping people from scoring. He ranked number 10. And he, on a turnover, he was ranked 2nd.
Yeah, but I've been saying for the last 10, 11, 12 seasons, his defense hasn't been that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has, but it doesn't matter when your offense is that good.
No, but his defense at least stops the players, the bend don't break, from scoring points. And that's the good part.
Until he gets in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, his quarterback is going to be brutal.
Okay, but you're looking at something. 21 points per game allowed is 10th best, not 10th worst.
No, I know. 10th best.
Well, I mean, as bad as his defense played, those numbers don't look that bad. 10th best in points allowed and 12th best in third down conversions.
You gotta look closer at the teams that he beat on. Like he gave up 41 to Augusta. He gave up 37 to Williamsburg. He gave up 30 to Chesapeake. He gave up 33 to Rochester. Rochester's offense was straight trash all year long. He gave up 33 points to him. His defense is not good. I'm going to keep saying that. I don't care how many points a game they gave up. The defense is not good. He has that defensive end who's an absolute monster. There's nobody else on that defense that's worth a damn as far as production is concerned. Nobody.
Okay, but he caused 33 turnovers. That's the second best in the league, too.
Right. Yeah, and it's probably from pressure from that defensive end.
He's finding a way to make it work, is my point.
Well, when you're up 30-13 in the fourth quarter, the other team has to pass.
Yep. There comes turnovers. Sack fumbles and interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe pick sixes. It's
like I said, if you look at the games, if you look at the teams that he played, anybody with a pulse, any GM that had a pulse, those are the games where he gave up points.
Well, he went 14-2, put up 517 points, gave up 336. He's got a rookie quarterback going into the playoffs. And this is the start of Brady's career. Pick 1-1.
And as good of a season as he has, I still expect Julio to beat him in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Augusta. What do you guys think of how Augusta's going to pan out in the playoffs?
Well, you picked him to win the division, and I told you were insane.
I didn't think this rookie quarterback was going to do what he did. You guys thought that? Honestly?
I told you Tucker would win.
Yes.
I didn't think it would matter who his quarterback was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what we all said except for you.
Yes. Yes. I thought.
I mean, it doesn't matter who his quarterback is until you reach the point where, okay, now you've got a guy who's not only as good as anybody else's, but light years better. Now it's going to get really ugly. Now it's going to matter in the opposite direction. But, I mean, I think he could have lined up with that what's the guy's name that Orlando almost traded for? I think he could have won a division with him.
Edwin Anthony.
He could have won a division with him.
Augusta had a good year. I didn't think Augusta wouldn't. I think I picked them to be the wild card, but I knew they weren't going to win the division. He hasn't won that division in, what do we say, 30-something seasons?
I think if I was Ben, that's what I would start doing. How bad a QB can I use and still get 50 touchdown passes?
Well, he did that a few seasons back. He started like a 27 rated guy who was just straight. I can't even remember his name. If you pull up the team history, under Tucker, it should show. Like the guy was just crap, and he won with him.
All right, let's find out. How far back?
Yeah.
Giles, that's it. Giles.
Yep, Giles. Yep.
2105. No, you're going back to
21-5. Okay.
Giles. Right, Louis Giles was just absolute trash.
Still went 12-4.
Right.
But he only threw for 2,400 yards. But did he start off?
Well, that's because the only reason he only threw for 2,400 yards is because he started other quarterbacks that season.
That's right. Yep. But he played well when he needed him to.
Yeah, Giles, I don't think was ever higher rated than 30.
Well, Saw did well with his team. He got Banks playing well. Banks
looks really good.
29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He
no scramble bar, but that's not always a bad thing. I mean, sometimes it's nice just to keep him in the pocket and stay healthy. Some of these running guys like to get hurt. Too many hits.
I would expect. I mean, he had a good season, but I would expect or think his yards per carry. I mean, his yards per attempt should be a little bit higher than 6.46 for a quarterback that's rated that high.
Yes.
He's got the triple affinity.
Yes, I expect that to be in the 7s.
That should be more like 8 for almost an 80 rated quarterback. And he's got weapons. I'm not sure why he's only getting 6.5 yards per attempt from him. Last 2 seasons, actually.
A lot of really short passes.
Yeah,
maybe?
that's what I'm thinking. He must
be
short
but
passes.
Not getting the yak that he needs.
Let's see. Where is he? Augusta. Here we go.
212, 268, and 76. Maybe not enough short passes.
Oh, yeah. He only has 212.
Huh.
But even the short passes, he's only averaging 4.95 yards per attempt.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not getting the yak.
And he's got a couple good wide receivers.
Yeah, he's still running the ball a lot, though, ain't he?
Yeah, but he's nowhere near as effective as when he had the other guy.
Mason, yeah.
Still think it's too many medium passes, though. 268 and 76 is 344 versus 212 short.
Yeah, that's almost a Brooklyn game plan. Very similar.
That's too much in the middle. You need to take about 75 of those short passes, medium passes, and put them on short.
But the difference with Augusta is Augusta's a little bit more effective running the ball than Brooklyn is.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, well, shit. I'd take Caden Banks on my team any fucking day.
Absolutely.
That should be 3. That should be 3-2-1 though. 300, 200, 100, and maybe a hair under 100 on the long, but still.
What's his offensive style?
Good question.
Good.
Now,
West Coast.
He had a scare, by the way. Saw
he's Smash Mouth.
If you look
Smash
at
Smash Mouth,
well,
really?
Yeah, well, that's long passing.
Yeah, that's
all around long
downfield
passes.
passing.
I mean, he won games. It's not like he wasn't in last place.
No, but Saw had a scare. Week 3, he lost 10-20. Week 4, he lost 10-27. Week 5, 20-27 he lost. Week 6, 17-19.
Yep, 4-game skid there.
He was 2-4, and things were looking bad, huh?
Yes.
Well, he's another one that didn't he do the same thing last year? Didn't he win like 8 or 9 in a row last year at the end of the season?
Yes, he did. He turned it around.
He did the same thing this year. So,
see, he didn't give up on his team. He says, "Let me fix my team."
Right.
And made it happen.
Right.
Yep.
Last year
he figured out how to score. He figured out how to score and put it all together.
So good play for him. Then you had Orlando came in 7-9, and then Snapfinger 3-13.
I'm perplexed by Orlando. If you look at the talent on, and maybe it was the quarterback play. If you look at the talent on his defense, I'm not understanding why he's not winning 10 games.
His quarterback played really, really bad, though.
Let me move this over.
Yeah, Dakota Peterson wasn't very good.
Yeah, he was not the answer. He let the other guy go.
He was playing Emmons, I think, at the beginning of the year.
No, who's the guy you got from you, Chris?
Shea.
He let him go.
Letting Shea go, I think, hurt him. I ended up with Shea as my backup mentor guy. I went and spent money on him just to have him sit on the bench all season.
But look at those players he has on defense. He's got an 80 rated player, 270 rated players, a couple 60 rated players. Like, why is this guy not shutting people down?
Yeah, he did periodically.
Yeah, his O-line was real good too. Yeah, crazy shit. You know, Top is one of those guys that I like to get on the show sometime because he talks just as much shit as Jugs does. Except he's not as good as Jugs. So
yeah, I was gonna say, but he can't really back it up the way Jugs does.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to get him on the show and hear his take on his team.
He did. See, though, Jugs, he did move that Oliver Calendar over to the left corner. Just like we've said probably the last...
I do see that.
The last 3 or 4 shows we talked about, man, Calendar should be playing fucking cornerback.
What was the stat? Click on his player
Yeah,
card.
let's see how he played over there.
What his stats were.
Oh, yeah.
About the same, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't play much different.
He played worse.
See when he moved them. Go to transactions.
Okay.
Right there.
Wait.
Transactions.
No,
right
transactions
here.
on his player card.
In his player card there.
Oh, in his player card.
Week 11.
Got it. Hold on.
So he didn't.
Week 11.
That happens all the time.
Oh, there it goes. Well, no, he changed. What?
It's week 11.
Week 11?
Yeah.
He didn't change him until 2/3 into the season.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you need to do the restore career for yourself there, Clay. Otherwise, that's going to keep popping up when you try and pull up past season
I'll
stuff.
do it. I'll do it after this playoff game. No, my luck. I'll just.
Yeah, right.
Screw something up. He'll screw up the algorithm, man.
Or maybe fix it. I don't know. Might help your
calendar.
defense.
Yeah, maybe your defense will play better if you hit restore career.
Yeah,
remember
they
this,
don't,
guys?
they
Hey, guys,
don't know what their
remember when we
stats
used to
are from the
stop
past.
people and win games?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that AC East. We did. We'll jump into AC South. We did you C-Max.
Yeah.
We were jumping on Atlanta, which Sween Dog.
Well, remember, I kept saying I didn't understand why he wasn't winning more with that team, and he finally looked like he finally put it together.
Yes.
Yeah, the last few seasons I've been saying, man, he's turning the corner here. He's turning the fucking corner here. And he just didn't do it. I mean, last year he got the 8-8, so it was like, all right. But he put it together this year.
Wilkerson had a real nice year.
Yeah, he finally gave him the ball and let him keep it.
Yeah, because Wilkerson hasn't been playing. He's had Jamison Ward there the last couple seasons.
But it looks like everything was based off how effective his running game was. Look at Kendrick.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great season.
He had a good season. 17 touchdowns.
Right, 17 touchdowns.
One fumble all fucking year.
Look at his yards per attempt for his quarterback, 8.22.
Yep.
8.38 for Wilkerson.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was by far the best season for Kendrick, his running back. Just gave him some extra carries, and man, he just plowed out.
And wait till you pop over to Houston, because Jamison Ward didn't have near the season that what's his name? Where's Atlanta?
Wilkerson.
Yeah, that he had. Not even close.
Oh, he
No, but I think most of us called it that way. Houston, then Atlanta, and then San Antonio. So
No, I think
you called San Antonio, I
second
think.
again.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, I mean, we were all 11-5, so we were all pretty close.
He put it together.
You're all in first place
now,
in my eyes, buddy.
You think he's worried that he lost 10-28 to Fort Wayne?
No.
I don't know. Did he?
I think that was just
players or not? Or
no, he didn't bench anybody.
I think that was a fluke. He needed the win. He needed the win, and I think it was just bad dice rolls. I don't think he benched anybody.
I mean, he was on the road at Fort Wayne, so.
And honestly, Fort Wayne started playing fairly decent at the end of the season. I think they reeled off three games in a row to end the season.
Oh, did they?
Yep, he won the last 3. They were all home games, but
Houston and Atlanta's 2 pretty good wins too.
Let's look at Houston really quick.
Yeah.
So Houston hired an offensive coordinator, and their offense didn't get any better. It actually got worse.
So what happened was, what's his name said? They didn't get their playbook in. Is that correct, Grim?
Yep, that's what Clay said Rick. He said something got screwed up. He sent them over the game plan. He sent them over he sent them over the playbook, sent them over the game plan for our offense that they're going to try to run, and something got fucked up and it didn't get put in. So they had their old game plan, our old playbook, and a new coordinator.
Okay.
Yep.
Even look at the running back. The running back should be reeling off 4.5 yards per carry with that whole recognition bar. He sucked.
Yeah, and that could be
absolutely sucked.
That could be product. Well, the O-line's okay. He's got a decent center, but he's happy
with that production.
This team won on defense.
Yep.
Which is how they've been winning for the whole time that Argott's been there.
Yeah, because if you look at I'm surprised they went 11-5. His running backs 1,100 yards. His quarterback only threw for 2,600 yards, 14 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 74 points. 74.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Jamison Ward compared to the guy that's still in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and Swing Dog has to be turning cartwheels. He's like, "Yep, I let the right guy leave."
And so, even though you went 11-5, I wouldn't be happy with my offense producing like that. He was ranked 26 in total yards gain.
That was a passing problem, though. He was still number 8 in rushing, which is okay.
Well,
no,
but look at his yards per carry was 3.85, which was near the bottom of the league.
Yeah,
and I'm like I say, I'm a little perplexed. That running back has a whole recognition bar over 80.
All I know is if you look at his, from week 10 to week 17, with the exception of the game against Fort Wayne, he put up plenty of points.
Yeah, and stopped people from scoring a lot.
He didn't put up a lot of points against OBX.
No,
but still, he had a couple of games that were not great, but 20, 40, 26, 23, 26, 30, 30. He did better the second half of the season with his offense than he did the first half.
Sure, they probably adjusted to the book.
And their defense is pretty stacked over there too. So,
yeah, his defense.
It's a lot easier to put up points when you're not playing from behind.
So, Clay, click on his defensive end Bronson, because that's the guy he paid a ton of money for, and he had very little impact.
9 hurries.
Let's bring it up.
That's bad.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, his hurries and knockdowns were terrible, but they've always been not great, really.
There you go.
Yeah, sacks were great, but he had a lot of tackles, though.
He's got a pass rush percentage of 3.4. That is atrocious. If you look at Jugs' guy, he was, I think, 10 point something.
I was going to guess 33.4.
This guy is at 3.4. That's a linebacker's pass rush.
Yeah, he played like a linebacker.
Wow.
What is he paying him?
Look at his cap number. Well, his cap number goes up next year.
This year. Yeah, it's cheap
right,
this year.
It's cheap this year, but
next year
look at the next 4 seasons.
48.58 next year.
Yep, 50 million plus, pretty much.
Maybe we'll see him get comfortable there. And he's only 27.
I even asked that. I said, I don't understand how you're going to use him in a 3-4. He said he was going to move him around, but at this point, it looks like just a wasted pickup in free agency.
If he was playing him at weak side linebacker, those are actually decent numbers for a 3-4 weak side linebacker. 8.5 sacks is not bad for a 3-4.
Yeah, but he was playing defensive end.
Was he? Did he move him around? Did he play him at all at weak side? Because that's I don't know how
I looked at a couple of his logs, and he was at defensive end.
Oh, well, yeah, he's way too small for a 3-4 defensive end. He wasn't going to have any.
Well, that's right, and that's exactly why he's not effective.
I mean, that's borderline defensive tackle. You're not going to get pressure on the quarterback too often.
I got him at strong side linebacker against.
Well, that's another horrible spot to have him.
San Antonio.
Yeah,
where was he at? Maybe like week 3 or 4.
I'm talking week 17.
Okay. Where was he at the beginning of the season?
Pick a game. Fort Wayne, week 1.
Sure.
This is the wrong thing.
Yeah, I remember I went through a couple of his logs, and he was at defensive end.
Week 1 was in Atlanta for Houston. Let's see. You got him a strong side linebacker.
Well, that's the wrong spot anyway.
True 3-4 nickel personnel, press 1 buzz.
You don't. I mean, this guy here. I mean, his only role in the 3-4 should have been weak side linebacker.
Yeah, true 3-4 nickel personnel, press 1 buzz. First play of the game. Strong side linebacker.
Well, we had that show about, are these players getting paid too much for what they're producing? Here's one. He's going to be paid.
This year, no. Next year, yes.
Yes, agree. I'll take that back. If he does this next season, he'll be overpaid.
That goes to. Okay, that was base 3. In the base 2, he goes to right defensive end.
Okay, maybe I looked at that then. Okay.
He's at weak side linebacker.
That makes sense.
3rd and 3.
But
that's probably the worst time, I guess. He's got no coverage skills, so he's this guy here is a weak side linebacker.
Here. It's cover 2, blitz 1.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter where he's playing.
He did move around though.
But then it's just a waste of money because at the end of the day, he only had a 3.4.
I was going to say, at the end of the day, he wasn't that productive.
Yeah. I think, honestly, if he'd have left him at weak side linebacker, played him there all season long in every formation he was in, he'd have had more production. But probably not that much more because you just don't get a lot of pressure from, well, I mean, yeah, maybe he would have got more pressure, I guess. But that weak side linebacker is the only spot a guy this size should be playing in a 34. Because at least then he's not expected to cover anybody.
I learned a lot about the 3-4 and RZB this year. People using one technique defensive tackles at left defensive end. I never would have thought of that. Never would have gone there. It never even occurred to me.
Yep.
I mean, I'd have never put that together. And I'm like, this guy's got 2 of them he's playing there. I'm like, what the world?
And it
Clay, works.
Click on Houston's roster.
And Bob, yeah, I run a 3-4 over in RZB, have been for seasons and seasons. And yeah, I just love it because you can take defensive tackles.
Houston is $100 million over the cap for next year.
Oof.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
And let's look at the contracts.
Well, we already know that defensive
cap
end.
Cost. Got to go cap cost. You're on scout overview. You got to go to contract view.
Okay.
And then savers release.
No.
Up top left, right under the word Houston. Go to that contract view tab. There you go. Would you guys fucking settle down?
Left tackle.
Who do you want me to go to?
No, leave it. Yeah, leave it at the top. Left tackle, left corner. He's got several people making $20+ million. That doesn't even include the defensive end that goes up to almost $50 million next year.
Yeah, and the
oh yeah, they're way over cap next year. I wonder if I could freaking find a way to get Bronson off him.
Ooh.
I think I might have some better luck with him because he'd be back in a 4-3. But
you're looking at paying
28,
38 million,
42, be 42
dude,
million.
I've an elite defensive line, dude. And I'll pay 50, 60 million. I don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you what, they'd save $9 million in 21-17.
Yep.
And they'd save 34 next year. That might be, if you paid enough, they might deal him.
You let me know if he's amenable to trading him, and I'll send him an offer too. Then.
Well,
fuck you. Why don't you reach out with your own fucking offer? At least have something I could give him in return as far as like I could give him my tackle, that McCarthy kid, who is a perfect fucking 3-4 defensive end. I could trade him.
Help a brother out here.
If he's going to lose players, right, you might as well. Here's where you trade him. If you can't cap him out and make it work.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is my two best defensive ends this year are going to be gone next year. And they weren't even that good.
Hey, look, he has a kicker. It might go. Maybe I'll pick up his kicker.
He doesn't make enough for you.
Yeah, he doesn't make enough to be your
Clay.
kicker, Clay.
Overpay him.
Clay, he doesn't make enough to be your kicker.
You love it.
Look at Jamison Ward. I mean, his stats were terrible.
Yes, it's awful.
Well, at least he ain't paying him anything.
Yeah, under 10 million. You're right. Yeah,
Paying him like a backup.
He played like a backup.
What he played like, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, well, played like a backup and got him to the playoffs.
Yes.
Playoffs.
Well, again, I think this, the whole fuck up of Rick not being able to get the playbook and the game plan over there. They might have done a bit better.
Yeah, see what happens next season. Might be
better than 11-5 and win a division.
Well, as far as I meant their offense
production,
probably play better. Yeah, their offense production I think will get better next season.
Well, here's hoping that's not the case.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to jump up now to Red Zone's division.
Oh, I knew we could.
Well, I'm going to say this. Toronto was a disappointment and Harlem was a disappointment. I expected both teams to have 2 or 3 more wins than they did.
And I'm just going to say this. I told you that cohesion was going to be an issue.
And you know what? You were right. Because Harlem's passing game was very underwhelming most of the season.
And I think it'll be much improved next season.
All right, we'll jump on Harlem right now.
Yamashita was a nightmare.
Yep.
I could not get him to go out and get open and catch the ball no matter what. I lost the game. I literally lost the game after talking to Judd, and he told me, where is it? Let me see my schedule here. The Orlando game. I just beat Augusta, and the QB had a really nice game, and Yamashita didn't do anything. And I said, I've got to figure out how to get him the ball. And Jug said, don't change that game plan. Just leave it the fuck alone. I went and changed it, and we lose.
How dare you, sir?
A field goal in the last minute. We lose to Orlando by 3. And that game right there probably cost me the playoffs because somewhere else along the line I could have found a way to win one and at least snuck in. Well, I don't know if I can sneak in as a wild card from 8-8. I'd have to win 3 more games. But I played Toronto for pride last week. I mean, we lost anyway, but I mean, it didn't even mean anything. Yeah, by then I was eliminated.
I'm impressed by Dodge, man. Levi Dodge had a good season. Had Yamashita been able to get open a little bit more and shit, you might have had fucking 3,800 yards, another 5 TDs.
So here's what you need to look at by Dodge. Dodge was fantastic as far as like throwing very few interceptions.
Yep.
But he didn't make any plays. He averaged under 6 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
That killed the Harlem offense all year long.
Yep.
And
he was too cautious. He was Mr. Checkdown.
Yeah, he was Captain Checkdown.
Yep. He was too cautious. And the running game was there, so he doesn't have that excuse. And the defense, to finish 9th in points per game allowed.
Yes, you were.
Look where we scored. Look at our scoring offense.
So you're scoring.
19.
And you were plus 13 in turnover margin? Jesus, man.
Well, and really, honestly, I go back to the yak. I mean, Yamashita had terrible yards after catch.
Look at his average per target.
It was awful.
Yeah, well, that was awful in and of itself.
It was 2 point something for most of the year. He got it up to 5.
Why did he do so bad?
He would not do anything. I put him in the slot. I put him at Z. I put him
cohesion.
I'm like, he just didn't. Was like, don't throw me the ball because I don't want it. I'm not going to get open. I'm not going to catch it. I'm not going to run with it after I catch it.
Look here, Levi Dodge. I ain't catching your lame duck passes anymore.
No, and like honestly, I mean, the targets might have even been a little bit low, but he weren't fucking catching shit, dude.
No, and look at the target breakdown.
Yeah, Fields about right where he should have been. Bartell played pretty damn well, all things considered.
He was our MVP the first half of the year. If it wasn't for him, I'd have started out 0-5.
Yeah, Yamashita. He sucked.
Shitta. We can't even call him Sheeta anymore. We got to call him Yamashita.
Yamashita.
I think next
no
year
wonder
you'll eat
why.
those words.
No,
but,
I know why he did bad.
Why is that?
Your quarterback's year is he was born 2088. Yamashita's 2085. A 3-year difference. When they have quarterback to wide receiver 3-year difference, they don't gel and they
He's
can't
making this up.
This is coming straight out his ass, dude.
I was gonna say, what is this coming from the weird voodoo Malpo drafting strategy?
Let me guess here. So Clay, the solution to this problem would be for me to trade Yamashita to you, right?
I'll take him on my team.
Yeah, I bet you would.
When was he born again?
I'm going to keep him for another season.
He'd be the perfect age to catch passes from Sosha.
But I don't know why he didn't do well. I can't tell you that.
He started at the end of the year. He didn't play that bad. If you look at his game by game.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, he did. You did get him rolling at the end. I remember talking to you.
It took half the season or more. I mean, look at the last game against Toronto. Look at the game before that against Fairbanks.
No, it's terrible.
No.
He was 11 of 5 of 11, 36 yards.
He caught 3 TDs the last 2 games.
Yeah, but he also had a 5.17 average and a 3.27 average.
Okay, go up to the top. Look at the game he had against Augusta. Three targets, 1 catch for 3 yards.
Where is
You're
that?
not even there.
Yeah.
Did you even get on the team?
No, the game
against
against Orlando is what killed you. The game against Orlando.
The only good game he had was against Tucker. He was 70% catching, 106 yards, 1060. Didn't have a touchdown.
I think by getting him going means he was catching more balls, and he was clearly catching more balls by the end of the season.
He was getting involved.
Not necessarily.
I didn't say he was going to the Pro Bowl.
Good catches, but he's catching more balls.
He was
catching more balls because he was targeted more. Yeah, I mean, ratio-wise, it was about the same. A little bit more.
Well, sorry, Bob. I tried to help you out there. These guys are just going to continue on with it.
Chris, that's not accurate because the game plan didn't change that much. The target shouldn't have been that different.
No, look at your target.
I understand that, but for some reason,
Bob, I'm just giving you shit.
For some reason, he decided to get open, and the QB threw him the ball more.
I think it's because he had a little more cohesion.
Red zone. Look at this.
I think so too.
Look at his target percentage. The last 5 games. He was 35% targeted, 35% targeted, 38% targeted, 42%, and 32%.
Well, I can send you the game plans. They're not that different.
Yeah, he was maybe getting open a little bit more, so Dodge was throwing him the ball instead.
I mean, he played slot. He
wasn't doing shit when he got the ball, but he caught more balls.
But I mean,
it's a start.
And actually, wait a second. If you look at it, first up until he turned it around there, it showed him as not starting, but he started the last 7 games.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And that could have, you know what that could have had to do with was I was getting targets to a younger player so he can eventually
trying to get the 8
starts. Get the starts.
So that play came out as the first play of the game, and that could have affected it too. So
you're paying this guy $57 million. That's
what it took to sign him.
Wow! And he's
what'd you offer him, Grim?
$6 million less than you.
Hey, I offered him more than you, but there was a lot more. It was a lot more back heavy. But I still offered him $50 million in season 1.
So you hear that? You hear that, Clay?
No, I'm not.
It's what it took to sign him.
No, all I'm saying is that
he'd probably had like 25 targets a game if I'd have gave him that kind of money, though.
He's not giving you the production. I can see your
frustration.
No,
I was red hot. I was angry. I couldn't believe it. It's like I said, I basically handed. I don't know what would have happened. I did not. I don't feel like put our best effort forth against Orlando I went in and forced targets to him, and he didn't do shit, and we lost that game, and that game was pivotal.
I have a question for you.
Well, yeah. If you look at the yards, I mean, good God, the first
the two games that killed us.
He had 5 games out of the first 7 where he had 10 or less yards.
The 2 games that killed us was the Orlando loss and the first game we played North Plainfield. He surprised me a little bit with his tight end, and I didn't expect him to throw that much.
I have a question for you then, Red Zone. If you can go back in time and pick him or not pick him, would you pick him?
Would I sign Yamashita or not sign him?
Yes. Or is the jury still out?
I think the jury's still out. If you ask me based on one season, I'd say no, I don't want him. Ask me next season, I might have a different answer. I think he'll play better next year.
I do too.
Yeah, I think so too. But you did real well, Bob, getting your running back the ball out of the backfield as well. That's a nice fucking bonus from that kid.
Yeah,
almost 5 yards a carry.
Something we're doing in RZB too.
The target percentage really ain't there yet, but still,
these two teams are very similar. Got the 2-headed running game, and
this is
the receiver.
This is the rookie.
Well, Harden was another guy that he stole from me that I wanted, so I didn't necessarily need him, but Harden played pretty fucking well.
I bet on Harden too.
Yeah. These are all Grimm's players, Grimm and Chris. I stole them from them.
I bet on both of them. There weren't 2 of my targets. I had a shit ton of money, and I just blew it because I didn't get anybody that I wanted.
Yeah, that's where.
But that was my fault, not your fault.
Yeah, no, I get steamed up at every fucking offseason. Every offseason, I'm like, dude, if you want the player, you fucking got to go get him. You have to bid the fucking most. Even if you fucking overbid, you got to bid the fucking most. And I keep fucking just lowballing just a tiny little fucking bit. And it's like, fuck. I got to stop doing that.
You want him. Yep.
What do you think of Marsh, how he played for you, Red Zone?
I was happy.
Love it.
Yeah, there's no... we talked about this. Should I move him to wide receiver? You know what? I could have moved him to wide receiver, not signed Yamashita, and ran Harden one more year. But, Harden is now going to be 9th year next year, so I'd be searching for a running back again.
Yeah.
Now, is that the end of the world? You can usually find one in the draft. It's not a high-demand position. I guess I could have gone that route. I just felt like Marsh would do pretty much what he did here. I don't know about 4.88 yards per carry. I'll take 4.5 and run and be happy. But 107 targets, 68 catches, another 500 yards.
He was your offense. If you
look
at it,
he was.
Everything went through him, and when he was busy or tired, Harden went in and took care of business too. He didn't play badly at all.
No, and dude, when you were talking about moving him wide receiver a couple times, it's like, nah, don't do it. Because number one, you're not guaranteed shit. And he doesn't have the speed for it, I don't think.
No, that's the other problem.
This guy's going to be just a good running back, and he can catch passes out of the backfield. He's going to be a great running back for about a decade.
Well, here's the thing. You take those 131 carries that Harden got, and you give them to Marsh, and he's putting up numbers pretty close to the running back ahead in Chicago.
Yeah, he's close to 2,000 yards, man.
So, it's...
And you might be able to do that next season if that endurance bar fills out.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
Although, you got Harden.
McIntyre was his name in Chicago. Yeah.
Yep.
And he caught some passes. He didn't catch the passes that Marsh caught. The whole offense did go through him. I talked to T-Zac. He said flat out, we were talking about the back over in RZB, but this guy's a carbon copy. He said that everything you do should go through him. And I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, and Jugs convinced me of that with Worcester too. Said, dude, got to run more. Started doing it. Even when he sucked at running, we won the game. So,
well, that's how I built this team. I sat down. I said, okay, we got Harlem. We're in T-Zac's division. We're going to have to deal with North Plainfield. Easy Lee's here. What do we want to do? I want a team like Oakland.
Kozlowski can fucking run too. Look at everybody. Everybody did great.
I want a team like Oakland. I want a two-headed running game so that if somebody gets hurt, I don't have to worry. And in the meantime, we can punish you. I want to be able to throw the ball too, like what he's doing with Kornick. We have good receivers. Yeah, that's the kind of offense I want to run. It took all year to get it to work, but if you look at the last 5 games, the Toronto game, I guess, is a bad example, but look at the 3 of the other 4. The Oakland game, we got smoked. But Bordeaux, North Plainfield, and Fairbanks, I'll take them all day long. And we didn't play that bad against Hanalei.
Yep, kept up with them.
So, if that continues in the next year, I'll be happy. And I like Dodge at QB. So, the defense played pretty well. We could use another playmaker on defense, whether that's a safety or a corner or
what's
a
disappointing?
linebacker or a defensive end, somebody that can make an impact and win a game for you or force a 3 and out.
Yeah. You know what's disappointing? Bob put up 37 on Fairbanks. I could only put up 20 to win. Dude, seriously, once you got to halfway through the second quarter, every play they did was a familiar. And it's like, seriously, I could only put up 20 on that? Is my offense that fucking bad? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It was terrible. I'm just watching that game. My offense can't do fucking anything. I'm like, dude, he's going 3 and out every play. I'm going to go 3 and out every play too? Jesus fucking Christ.
I have to figure out how to beat T-Zach, Clay. It's as simple as that.
Well, let's
Till I do that, we're fighting for second place.
We'll keep hoping for lots of injuries. Did you see T-Zach fucking talk about turning off injuries earlier this season?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I missed that.
I fucking hate injuries.
I missed
but
that.
You can't take them out of the game. They have to fucking be in there. You want this. The reason why I love this game is because it's about the most realistic to real football that I've ever seen outside of some of these ridiculous passing offenses and shit. But it's like you can't take out injuries, man. You just can't.
No, I want injuries in as well.
But I could, see T-Zach saying that because injuries basically took him out of going 13-3 or 14-2 this season again. So,
but that's part of the football game.
Part of the game.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Part of the game.
And this is a numbers game. So, he should know this better than anybody. You throw 400 passes, you get hit 400 times. You throw 800 passes, you get hit 800 times. Who do you think gets hurt more often? You catch 100 balls, okay, or you catch 140. At some point, that's going to catch up. The law of averages is going to catch up to you.
But
there's more dice rolls. There's more chances. There's more opportunities. People are going to get hurt more often.
Yeah, we've had Ben in the forum now 2 times over the last 4 seasons. People talking about injuries, and he's double checking. Well, I haven't played single player, and I haven't changed anything. I'm positive, but he's double checking to make sure he didn't accidentally change injuries. But then I think he also brought up too that like 1/3 or more of the league have like poor or fair field conditions. Yep. I thought that was brought up too. So there's some bad fucking. I finally got mine fixed this year. It's they're gonna. Well, it won't be done for 3 seasons, but
what makes the game good is that there is no consistency outside of Ben. There's no consistency, and I like that.
There is.
Shit can turn upside down. Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It can.
That's what I meant.
I didn't think you were going to have your season, but you still made the fucking playoffs. But Jugs is consistent. I'm talking about people who have been consistent over the last 20, 30 seasons.
I'm saying, like, you're not going all the time 12-4, 13-3, or like that. You're going to sometimes hit like a 10-6 or a 9-7 season sometimes.
Or 6-10.
Which
or
makes,
6-10.
Or 6-10. Which makes it nice from time to time. You know what I'm saying? And so the injuries, leaving them in there, that's football.
No, and it's I like the parity, especially in some of the divisions now when people say, like I said, I love the competition, and I like when people in my division start doing well. Like Jops won the bowl, and then he goes worst record in the league. I'm like, come on, brother, what the fuck are you doing? Then he had to work his way back up. Made a move, made the playoffs this year. Guessing he'll probably make it again next year. But right
there, C-Max went 6-10 last season.
Yep.
I will say this, Clay. If you pull up that last game of the year against Toronto,
It's right here.
you pull up the box score.
Okay.
6 interceptions, wasn't it?
He threw 6 picks. Now, I don't think I've ever lost a game where the opposing QB threw 6 picks, but my offense was just that bad too. If you look,
yeah, that bad, just downs. But at least he went for it on 4th all the fucking time.
But here's
all that.
But here's my comment: I didn't change my defense. I didn't go to the all-pass defense. I left the same defense in there from the week before. So maybe people are overreacting to these all-pass teams. And, oh, my God, I got to put a bunch of cover 3 in there. You know what? Maybe that isn't the solution.
I don't think I ever play cover 3. I mean, maybe on a rare occasion, but I hate it.
Well, it should be in your playbook for those the 2-minute drills.
Yeah, but you don't have the ability to say this. Only use this in 2-minute drill. You have to set it for a certain formation.
Oh yeah, I don't use it, but it's in my defensive shit. So when it goes to the 2-minute drill and you don't get a choice of what's being called on your defense,
sure,
it's going to play the sky or the cloud.
Yeah, even then, I'd rather have it play cover 2 because my corners are never good at zone. I don't want one of my corners dropping back into deep zone cover.
Yeah, it's only the one guy on the right side that plays zone in the cover.
Well, if you do the cloud, if you do cover 3 sky, then it's both your corners.
I think
either way,
I don't
want any of my corners dropping back into deep zone coverage because they're terrible at it.
I think the way to beat this guy is to get a bunch of corners and safeties. I think he's playing basically the numbers game where he's playing 2 games inside of 1, and your guys are going to get tired, and he's going to take advantage of that. You're either not going to have the depth to put someone in when someone comes out, or whoever you put in is already tired. I think if you had a deeper defensive backfield and ran your regular defense,
you probably come out.
I think you can hang with this guy. That's where I'm going.
I think you just ultra blitz him. Don't give him any time to find his wide open guys. Just blitz the shit out of him.
That's hard to do because all his offensive linemen have 90 pass block or higher.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah, but if you're sending 8 guys, there's only 5 guys to block them.
Yeah, and there's only 3 left to cover. Who's the one?
Well, you better hope like hell that you got 3 really good cover guys.
To cover his three wide receivers and his tight end.
Yeah,
maybe keep the blitz down to 7 guys.
Well, he's actually throwing to 4 guys.
Well, we'll see what happens if I ever play him because I didn't play him this year. But when I play him, I'll just blitz the fuck at him and see what happens.
That's where I'm going. Deeper defensive backfield. More quality players on the roster to play that week you play him and run your normal defense.
Tough part about that, though, is a really good secondary costs a fuckload of money, and that diminishes your ability to have anything else. I mean, I did that in Buffalo and RZB where I had Cielo and – no, not Cielo. What's his name? Castle and Billingsley and Quiros, and I had a really great secondary, and the rest of my team was garbage because I had no money.
Well,
secondary pretty much costs as much as wide receiver nowadays.
Yeah, I think I had I had like
turn it over. I
think I had like $150 million in my secondary.
I mean, one thing you'll notice is I got Dodge signed to a 4-year deal last year, so I mean I don't have to worry about that for a while.
Yeah, that's nice.
I kicked up a little extra.
Until he holds out.
Well, I kicked up a little extra now, but I saved, I'm sure, quite a bit later.
He's got, what is it, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers. I'm including a tight end in this.
And he runs
passes over. He's been targeted over 80 times.
Right, but he's got a set for the 212, a set for 122, and then he mixes them up in the 113.
Yeah, that's his thing. He doesn't really give a crap about who gets the reception, so he spreads it all around and has his number 3 and number 4.
So they're always fresh,
starting in the 2 wide receiver sets or whatever.
So none of them ever get tired.
Yep.
No, because he cares more about the quarterback.
Right, but my point is he threw 6 picks against my regular defense, and I don't have that great a secondary or that deep a secondary. That tells me that can work.
Did Mock start that game, or is that one of his injury games?
30 out of 53, 14.
Oh yeah, okay.
6 picks.
I saw that. Never mind.
No, he threw for 427 yards, but like I said earlier, those yards don't go on a scoreboard. You can have all the yards you want, except the last one.
The four TDs helped him, but the 6 interceptions certainly didn't.
No, the 6 interceptions Bob should have been able to capitalize on, and that
if I
didn't
didn't
happen.
throw 3 picks of my own, I probably could have won that game.
Fucking Yamashita.
Well, he caught 6 out of 12, and he caught the 2 touchdowns that game. So what are you going to do?
So, can't really blame him then, I guess.
We will be watching Yamashita next season.
Yes.
The guy that surprised me was Bartell. I felt like that was interesting that he threw 6 picks, and we used the regular defense.
That is interesting to know. Well, he was ranked number 1.
Oh, it was a defense they never saw. He probably was confused. Like, what's going on? Why are all these people up near the line? I don't understand what's going on here.
His defense allowed only 21 points. His offense put up 29 points per game this season. So he was ranked number 4. But yeah, I thought he was going to win more games as well. 10-6.
Well, he did say something about his game was no longer installed on his laptop or something.
It was at last game because he exported. I noticed when I exported. So
okay. So maybe he had a handful of games in the middle of the season where
he couldn't export.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I remember the same thing, John. That's why I thought it was odd when I looked at. I'm like, oh, he exported. He must have fixed that. That's bad news. I was hoping he did export, right? You know.
Well, there you go, 49, 31, 31. Makes the playoffs. And then we have North Plainfield that went 5-11, and Rochester, which we call to be at the bottom at 4-12.
I actually called him to compete because I think Rob can compete if he actually puts effort in. I was surprised at that. But
you gave him way too much credit with that roster that he had. Rob does not win unless he has a quarterback. He doesn't have a quarterback.
This is what he has.
That's true. But I think that if Rob would have been putting in the effort this year, he could have certainly done better than he did.
I don't think so. I don't think not with that quarterback. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, Ennis sucks. Yeah.
He didn't have much because
I was wrong.
Riley. This is the other quarterback. They're both kind of the same.
North Plainfield didn't have a great record, but they actually pulled out some pretty respectable wins against tough teams.
North Plainfield, if you look, North Plainfield, I think, picked off Tucker 5 or 6 times in that game. 2 of them, I think, were in the end zone.
You mean this game right here? Hold on, let me get him up.
Look at his QB. That's what killed him.
Week four, he beat Tucker, and he
click on the box score for that one, Clay.
Hold on, let me get him up.
He's right there. You got it right there.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
And 5 interceptions for his quarterback that game. Here's the crazy thing, and I told Red Zone this. He played 8 and 9 man front on every single down all year long.
Yep.
His defense was cover 1, or might have been press 1, and man to man all year long.
Yep.
Even on 3rd and long, he was in 1 deep.
All right, let's see what he did.
I think that's why he had success against us too. That's why Socha didn't have. I don't think Socha had a very good running game that game either.
All right, let's look at his defense then. His defense allowed 360 yards. He was
gambling. He was just gambling.
Yeah, and he allowed 28 points. He was 31 ranked in points allowed.
Talk about North Plainfield now?
Yes.
Yep.
His defense was just as bad as mine.
Look at how bad Malign, his quarterback, played.
Wow.
That was bad.
Oh, yeah. It's
Wow.
7 TDs and 19 picks and 52 QBR.
It doesn't matter which one of his quarterbacks he had in; they were all terrible.
Okay.
And that's what I think I said that on the last show. Like, if he had anybody who was just average playing the quarterback position, he could win 10+ games every year.
Well, honestly, I thought he was going to lean on Divine a bit more, but I think he got Did he get less carries than last year?
Well, he had so many games where he was down 2 or 3 scores in the fourth quarter. He had to pass.
Yeah. And this guy made $17 million, and you watch, he's going to hit free agency and ask for 30.
Who?
And then sit out for a season and then come back for veteran minimum if he's not retired.
Well,
yeah, I mean, he's.
Go ahead, Red Zone.
I wouldn't re-sign him. No wonder he didn't. Who's the other guy? Braxton Bell.
He's terrible.
I guess he's not any better now.
They're all terrible. Look at Ness.
Yep.
He's going to have to go find somebody.
Look at Ness. Yep. Ness is worse than all of them.
I'm looking now.
Yep.
I'd be happy to play any of my backups over any of his quarterbacks. And I don't have good backups.
What I'm impressed with, and I'm really impressed, look at his quarterback, okay? Right? His defense, as we know, is at the bottom. His offensive, where he ranked with his offense, is not that great. He put up only 15 points per game, ranked 28th. Yet he went 5-11.
Yep, he beat Ben.
Look at how many turnovers his offense had.
Yeah, his margin's terrible.
Minus 13, but he still went 5-11. He lost one less game than I did.
Look at the 2 games that I played him. They were totally different games.
Yep.
I mean, completely opposites.
Yeah, and Jugs said it right in terms of it was a gamble. He was gambling every single game, and sometimes it panned out. He panned out against Tucker, panned out against us. You know, he had some games where, Paris he beat. That's not so surprising, but Tucker was a big.
Does he have the safety to be one deep?
But he's got good secondary players, but
he's banking on you not throwing deep.
I mean, look, you can't sit in cover one and press one every third and long. That's just crazy.
I like throwing some man-to-man in there.
He's 3-4 guy, but God, I didn't play in this year. There was someone else that played me. I was doing a lot of press one, and then like blitzing 2 guys.
Sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah. Well, even Houston said all they did was spy Socha every fucking play, and he only gets like 1 yard rushing. So
he only he got 6 yards on one run. I mean,
well,
he didn't try to run. He didn't try to run.
That's what I did to you last year. I think when I played you, I'm like, Chris, I'm just going to spy him every play. That take away his running ability and
which is fine. I mean, it's not like I can do anything to counter that.
You can't.
I don't design any of his runs. He just does it. So
he just scrambles.
I just gotta hope that I'm playing my schedule is against a bunch of teams that don't do anything with their defense.
I would think that he would have been, with the way he's ranked, a 2-14 team.
Yep, that's true.
But whatever he did, he got 5-11. But he definitely needs a quarterback badly. Beyond badly.
The defense needs to get back to what it was. I mean, you always know North Plainfield for being scary fucking defense, but it's like,
I mean, he was playing a 3-4 version of Buddy Ryan's 46 defense.
Yes, that's what it almost seemed like. Yes, God, that actually popped into my mind the other fucking night. I'm like, why can't I think of this?
Yep.
But that's basically it. He was playing 4-6.
In your face defense.
He's got decent players on his defense. He's got 2 defensive ends ranked in the 70s. He's got a defensive tackle that's going to be a 60 rated rookie. He's got 2. One's going to be 50. He's got a nice safety rookie that's going to be a 70 rated if it pans out.
Yeah, again, cohesion. And he's out, Herman Jones. He's doubtful for 3 weeks, so missed a couple games, but
some young guys that are playing. He's got a cornerback ranked 60, 71. That's the one you guys liked, right? Copa,
yeah.
So he's got the players for defense there.
Yeah, but he's sitting in Clay. Literally every single game, he was playing one deep or cover 0, man to man.
You think he was experimenting with that defense to see how it plays out?
I think he did it last season too. It hasn't worked for him. I'm not sure what made him change his defense.
He must have done, and I'm speculating, He must have done something in single player that used that defense that worked. And he said, let me play out the whole season and see what happens. Let me play it out one more time, and then he's going to trash it. If he plays it the next season, you'll let us know, Jugs.
I mean, at this point, like I say, it's a 46 defense gamble. If you don't get to the quarterback, you're beat.
Well, nobody got.
You can't hurry the quarterback or sack the quarterback. You're toast. Your defense is toast.
You can see in the team summary he didn't get to the quarterback. He gave up 400 completions and 631 attempts for 34 TDs and a 90.6 QBR. He didn't get there often enough, but when he did, he created real problems. I mean, he upset Ben. You know, he beat San Antonio, right? Is that what you said, Chris?
Yeah, he beat Augusta,
and he beat me.
No, he was almost as bad as me at the opposition rating down there of 90. That's about what they got on me too. It was bad.
Oh, right,
couldn't stop shit.
But the opposing QBs carved him up.
Well, at the very bottom, Clay, I'm talking about his opposition quarterback rating. See that? The blue
90.6?
one?
Yes, okay.
90.6?
Yep.
That's terrible. If they got a 90 rating on your team, you're terrible. Now, I think I
was
was
like
34
TDs, you're probably in trouble too.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, no, I'm close to that. I'm still had 90 rating opposition towards me, so it's like, fuck.
All right,
bad news.
I guess that's what Jugs is saying. If you don't get to the quarterback, he got toasted.
No, and I even tried some Tampa 2 Blitz 1s this year, and I don't know, man. They kind of worked. They kind of didn't. But I also had some linebackers.
If you got a really good middle linebacker in zone coverage, you know,
I do.
Tampa defense is not bad at all. I mean, usually you get some interceptions out of your linebacker that way.
Yeah, Harrison Foster had a really fucking good year for us in his second year. Made the Pro Bowl. I think he made second all team. Just a good fucking pick. I love that kid.
Who was the shocker for you guys this season?
The season as a whole?
Yeah, like a team.
Kansas.
I was getting ready to say, Clint, hey, it's probably your team. The fact that you only won 6 games and you won a division with winning 6 games. That's the shocker.
No, yeah.
Your whole division's a shocker, but you being 6-10 is amazing to me.
Yeah, what did I call 11-5 last show? I thought you were going to go like 11-5.
Even if you win 9 or 10 games, that's acceptable. Like you won 6 games and still won the division, which just shows how piss poor that division is,
or how spectacularly good they are.
Yeah, or how good they are.
No, because they still lost.
Going 6-10,
they still all lost 10 games. I mean, there's no way around that.
6-10.
Dude, that's a
Clay really only won it because he was 4-2 in his division, and everyone else was less than that. So
that's been a cupcake division.
Yeah.
Almost
now,
the entire time Clay's been there, that's been cupcake.
Since Bob left Chicago,
Rick was there.
It's not been.
Yeah, it went downhill when Bob left, but Rick was there to kind of make up, and then he left, and then this is what you get. Clay should win this every year for the next 10 seasons.
And when Iowa asked when Clay switched to all passing,
we talked about that.
Yeah, that right there told me all I needed to know about the competition.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah, Jug said he was done talking about that guy, but we got him to talk about him again.
To be fair,
it's only been 3 seasons. I mean,
you need to watch Arizona in that division, Clay, because I think he's a little better than he's shown so far.
Oh yeah, Melman. Yeah, he's a good GM.
Yeah, I think Melman.
I think Melman's going to get that shit put together.
Going.
And then Zappa's been in the forums asking questions.
Yeah, Zappa. I think Zappa.
He's really fucking trying over there too. So
you'll have some competition, but I still think you should be winning the division for the next 5-6 seasons with better than 6 wins.
Yeah. So any other shockers?
If he doesn't fix that defense, he's going 6-10 again next year.
I have to agree on that one.
And special teams, brother.
Save a little money on your kicker.
You got some shit to work on.
And sign yourself another defender.
Yeah, that money you save on your kicker, you can probably get a free agent, running back, fullback, and tight end cheap that has good special teams.
Yes, I can.
Or you can just get a linebacker with good zone coverage and special teams. And
I don't play Foster on special teams. He's a starter.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not talking about starters. I'm talking about cheap
linebackers
that have good zone and special teams.
Well, let's look at Arizona really quick. Look what he did with McQueen.
He's been good for.
So last show, how many people picked him to have a winning record and make the playoffs?
Who?
And I told every single one of you all were nuts.
I picked Chicago to be in second.
I think I picked Arizona. I don't remember what I picked.
Arizona to go second place. Yeah.
I
don't know about playoffs, and I don't know about winning record, but second place.
Clay, I think you picked them to make the playoffs.
No, I did not. No, I didn't. I picked Chicago.
Then it was Grimmer that picked them.
I might have. Yes, because after actually sitting down and talking to him the one show and then that show after that, I believe I picked him to make the playoffs. Because I think he's got a great grasp on his fucking team. And he'll get it figured out. And he had the rookie quarterback, and I think he worked. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback.
Right, and that's why he
wasn't
going to win, because he was a
right.
rookie quarterback. He had 21 interceptions, and I think 6 or 7 of those interceptions were pick sixes.
Yeah, he's like my chili.
And that's fair, but the guy still completed 62% of his passes and threw 26 touchdowns and had an 80 QBR. At that low of a development percentage, he's going to be good when he gets him developed, and he's going to develop quicker because he's playing them now.
Yeah, it won't be long before that's 32 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, and then
I would
for division.
Just even a rookie. I
think he said to hell with it. I can't win either way. I'm just going to throw him in there and develop him as quick as I can.
Yeah. I think you talked about that.
Right, and that's what he should do. But I just thought it was for anybody to think he was going to win 9 or 10 seasons. I just thought was crazy.
I have to go back to
how
last
crazy would it
show.
have been though if he'd have won one more game and went 7-9, and he was playing you tomorrow?
Yep.
Because that's how close he was one game from the playoffs.
I bet you Jugs would feel a little bit more confident, although he's pretty confident regardless.
I agree with you, but you understand what I'm saying. That's how close he was one game.
Yep. But then again, that's not really a testament to him doing well. That's a testament to Clay doing terrible.
Well, what I look at,
no offense,
okay, and I don't know about anybody else. I can only look at what I see in front of me.
Yeah.
So what I see from Melman, I don't know how many seasons he's been in RZP, but he was a bowl participant last year and was the loser. That tells me he must be pretty good to get through that league and get to the bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
And he hasn't been playing that long. How many years has he been in the league? 2 seasons?
This is his third. So,
he's no slouch.
Nope.
No, he may not be among the best, but
he did exactly what he needed to do. He relied on fucking McQueen. I'm going to fucking run you almost 400 times, and I'm going to start the rookie quarterback. And the development, the development that Horner's going to get from playing all this fucking season and playing that well despite the interceptions, I think it's going to be a lot better next year.
But here's the thing, and this goes back to the quarterback that Red Zone traded. He played him all season, and he's still only 26% developed.
Yeah, does he got a mentor on that?
Is there a mentor there, or did he not get one?
No, I think he got one. I think he got one.
Let's go to his team right now. Hold on.
Yes, he did. He got Blake Stay. Yep, he's got a mentor there.
Let me see.
So at least he took that fucking advice.
Well, but is he actually only 26% developed, or is that just what Clay's scout is seeing him as?
It'd
be interesting to see what
development is the number. That's
when the season rolls. When
the season rolls, that's going up. When the season rolls, that's going up, and then the
development doesn't go up when the season rolls. It doesn't go up until training camp and preseason too.
I see my red bars climbing in the yellow all the time during the season.
I'm saying when the season rolls, there's not a game played from week 17 until the season rolling. He's not going to go up from 26%.
Well, according
to are you sure? I'm gonna have to watch that now.
I'm pretty positive. I don't know.
I think Jugs is right there. I think Jugs is right there in terms of what that percentage shows. But I don't think that what Clay's coach sees as the percent developed is necessarily the same thing as what Melman's coach sees. Maybe Melman's is seeing him at like 42%.
Why would he see 40? Why would it be 16 percentage points off?
Well, I'm just throwing out a random number, but because he's on his team and he's seeing his development.
So
like,
then I have a question for you, C-Max. Hold on.
Look at Wilkins, my wide receiver Wilkins. I'm curious what you see him as versus.
Well, at Horner, I see at 26% too.
Yeah, because I was going to say, are we seeing the combines different based on what you just said?
No, the development, we all are going to see the same thing. I dig what Jugs is saying, but I thought when the season roll over, that's going to go up a little bit, and then it's going to go up a little bit. And it's going to go up a little bit in training camp as well.
No, it'll go up in training camp.
Yeah, but again,
it's not going to go up for the rollover on the season.
Yeah, that's something I want to check.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I think I agree with you, but I thought that changed just fucking a little bit.
Bring up my wide receiver Wilkins. I'm just curious about one. I just want to see.
Sure.
What you see there.
Wilkinson. Here we go.
Wilkins.
Let me bring him over.
All right. Yep. No, you're seeing him the way I'm seeing him. Wait, no. Wait, where'd he go? There he went. Yeah, you're seeing him.
100%.
All right. Yep. You're right. Because I know when I started the season, he wasn't at 100%. Now he's at 100%. But yeah, it won't go up between now and the rollover.
Well, look at that. Did you see that guy's bars? He had a pretty good season.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't understand why.
Well,
I don't really.
Yeah, we were talking the other night about spreading the ball around, and you did it really good. And
everybody
starting to think this.
I was really happy to get my fullback catching passes.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice having a useless player become useful.
We got me looking now. Dodge got to 100%, and he's at 50.
No, Melman's going to turn this team around. Definitely.
Yeah. I like Horner. He kept with the running back, made it a focal of the offense, let the kid fucking come in and play. I don't know who's his wide receivers, Clay.
He's got Gibson. He's got his tight end. Let's take him out. These are his playmakers, so he still has to work on his.
Yeah. Grab the next guy.
What's the next guy?
Ambria.
Breedlove.
Let me take this out.
Yeah.
And who?
Breedlove.
Walter. Breedlove.
Too many guys on the thing. So let me just show these guys for a minute.
Yeah, it's just The
he's got
receiving
good route.
situation.
Snyder looks all right. He's got real good route running. He's a decent tight end.
Gibson's okay too.
Yep.
Wide receiver.
Yep, Gibson's fine.
Okay, but the line's in place, the running back's in place, the QB's sitting there developing, and now you need some receivers. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and he's got a nice enough draft pick this year to maybe even get a fucking receiver.
And he doesn't have any super stud at receiver, but if he spreads the ball around to those guys, and hits them all with maybe more than what he's doing, maybe 75 apiece targets.
Yeah, well, even though
that wouldn't be too much.
Yeah, I don't have a quarterback, but Chris seen kind of what Socha fucking did this season, just spreading the ball around. I mean, and nice high percentage catches.
Every game I had 10 or 11 different receivers catching.
Yeah. And then that goes back to what Jugs is saying, man. It's like if you target a guy fucking 12 times, any target after that's a fucking penalty, and you're gonna fucking suck. So,
well, he's gonna struggle a little bit because he doesn't have the wide receivers.
Yeah, right. He needs to get one. He needs to sign one in free agency or trade, and then draft one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but he only really needs one because his tight end's serviceable. He's got great running backs.
But here's what he would say to you, Clay. He didn't struggle any more this year than you did. You have the wide receivers.
Yeah, motherfucker. Take that. I'll be right back.
I mean, there's different ways to build a team and build a game plan, and he's obviously headed in the direction he wants to go. I'm just saying, dude, I like your way better too.
No, but, I think he's going to be a thorn, and he's going to be very competitive in my division. No questions at all about that one.
I kind of agree. I think he's coming, and you're going to have to deal with him. That doesn't mean you can't beat him. It just is. It's not going to be easy anymore.
Oh no!
And up to this point, it's been pretty easy.
I actually thought Chicago was going to be more competitive.
Yeah, they just couldn't score.
He may be. He's on his way too, maybe. But I think Melman's going to be the guy that's going to give you the most.
I saw Chicago, no lie, at 10-6 this season. That's what I thought he was going to be at, 10-6.
I didn't think he was going to do that.
He's got a good roster. I mean,
he does.
That QB's got to guide the ship to that record, and that was a tall order. Jugs was right all along with that. I thought second place. I don't know about 10 wins.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's nice to see he couldn't get shit out of Parker either.
So, and Iowa,
the guy that should be giving you trouble is Iowa. He should still have Blitnikoff. He should still have Yamashita.
Well, let's look at Iowa's team really quick.
He should be giving you hell by now. That's not what's going on.
Yeah, that's a mess there. I mean, that could be a much better team than it is right now.
His quarterback's not there anymore.
Neither one of the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yamashita's gone. That corner's gone. He can't sign that corner.
Although Anhalt and McKnight actually played pretty well for him. Although, I guess Anhalt had way too many targets. Well. Yeah, he had way too many.
Look at the amount of targets that Anhalt had.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yards per target's 5.21. That's not good.
More drops, double the amount of drops as touchdowns.
Look at Javier Grant, corner. Who's going to sign him? He won't be in Iowa next year. He'll be somewhere else. You can't let people like this leave your team. You just can't let. You can't.
Both of those guys are out this year.
He's losing the wide receiver too. No,
I'm saying Javier Grant, the corner.
Yeah, Javier.
Oh
Grant.
yeah,
he's going to some other team next year.
Yeah, he might be on San Antonio.
How can you let talent like that just walk away every single year?
It's just I don't like the size of him, so I probably wouldn't go for him. But I mean, look at the pass defense percentage. Look at the size doesn't matter on cornerbacks, does it? The man defense.
I won't say that it doesn't matter, but he's.
I put him up against the flanker. He could probably cover a guy that's 5'10", no problem. I don't know about a 6'4" guy.
Zone defense is okay, so I probably wouldn't play him at nickel. But
okay, but here's the thing: if you don't like 5'7" corners, then trade that son of a bitch and get paid. Don't let him walk away for free.
Yep.
Well, he never said he didn't like the guy.
There's no way this guy should be hitting free agency.
No.
There's no way that Yamashita should have hit it. There's no way that Tomlinson should have hit it.
Not Tomlinson, Blitnikoff.
Oh, Blitnikoff, I mean. Yeah.
Kornick.
Or Kornick.
Or Kornick. Both of them.
Either one.
Yeah,
Blitnikoff should have been traded.
Blitnikoff shouldn't be on Hanalei. Kornick shouldn't be on Oakland.
Nope.
Yamashita shouldn't be on my team.
Nope. And that corner shouldn't be on my team, but he will be.
Wow,
you sure about that, huh?
I'm not sure. I was pretty sure I was going to eat Yamashita too, and they fucked that up. So no, I'm not confident at all. Thank you.
No. All right, guys. You want to do predictions on the playoffs?
We could, but hey, can you open up fucking Jugs team?
Let's go back to Jugs. Let's go over here back to summary. Oakland.
Jugs, how is your defense so good?
Go ahead, Jugs.
I would say Hopper and Farnsworth probably have a lot to do with that. The two defensive ends.
They'll pull them up. I mean,
you're 4-3 what they have combined, like 30 sacks combined.
It's just like looking at your team, like you're even in your secondary.
27 sacks and 59 hurries.
Yeah, that's huge.
Your passing defense sucked, but overall defense.
Well, the passing defense wasn't great because I played Tizak and Hanalei twice.
Yeah,
and he was always playing with the lead, which means they're going to pass more.
How'd you play Tizak twice?
I said
I played Hanalei twice.
Okay, sorry. You played Tizak.
Right, and what Chris just said, I had to lead in every single game, and everybody was playing catch-up.
Yep.
I mean, there were a couple games where teams only had like 180, 190 yards passing, and by the end of the game, they were up close to 300.
Yeah, because you were smoking them.
Here's the thing. Rushing yards, who's going to bother running on them when they're already down 14 points?
Exactly.
You can't.
So you can't look at those numbers. Yardage doesn't mean as much as people think.
Look,
it's really about. I think. Look,
here's what I told y'all before.
How many points?
There's two things that I'm concerned about as far as my team is concerned. Related to the defense, is how many points we give up. We were number one, and what the turnover margin was, and we were number one in that. Those are the two things I look at.
So that's again. Who are these guys? So you brought up the 2 defensive players, but how are you getting all those turnovers with mostly garbage at linebacker? I mean, Winslow's okay.
Look right here. It's cornerback, 5 interceptions.
Right. Grimmer, I told you before, and it's the same thing I've been telling Red Zone for a few months now. Defensive ends cause havoc.
Yeah, I know that, brother. I have the number. I got 4 guys on the top 10 on the sack list in my fucking short career here, dude. I know defensive ends. I want them. I need them. Terry Hopper was supposed to be mine, too.
No, he wasn't supposed to be yours because you didn't want to pay.
I didn't want to pay.
And that's why you didn't get Yamashita, and that's why
right. See?
So
I deserve to be in my fucking hell of no playoffs for 5 seasons.
So,
sharpen your pencil, buddy.
Was Kornick worth every penny?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Went 14-2 this year. Definitely.
I have to say yes.
Even the games where he threw like interceptions in the red zone, we still won those games.
Yep.
He had like 3 or 4 games where we actually should have won by like 3 or 4 touchdowns, and he threw an interception like right in the end zone.
No, I agree with what you're going to say. I just wanted to ask you to see what you were going to say.
We talked about it earlier. I mean, adding Kornick was just going to – he's still the number 1 rushing offense. And just having a guy to do that, we're fucked until this guy retires.
I mean, if you click on Kornick's player card, look at his 3rd down passing bar.
Yeah.
His sense rush bar and his 3rd down passing bar.
Yeah, and how much percentage rating over what Iowa was able to do with them? I mean, less yards, but you don't need to because you're running.
But also, it goes to show when there's a good player out there, you spend the money, you get that player, and that player, if you know how to use them, can win you games. And it's worth every penny.
I'm convinced if I kept Fredrickson on the team, I would have been 8-8, 9-7.
And then Gothenburg does what he does with them. But again, you had the chance to fucking do it. I love the signing. So defensive ends, Clay.
This is what I said earlier. You put Biletnikoff back on Iowa where he should still be, and Kornick back on Iowa where he should still be, and you put Yamashita back on Iowa where he should be. The 2 people that benefited from all these screw-ups are Jug and me.
Yep.
Because
Biletnikoff
to
Hanley.
Kornick, I mean, I guess,
Well, Hanalei doesn't go 15-1 without Biletnikoff.
Okay,
exactly.
So he benefited too. All right.
He still goes 13.
So really, the only person that didn't benefit was Iowa.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Moral of the story.
But everyone's paying the price because now they're facing Biletnikoff in Hanalei and Kornick in Oakland.
Well, I guess one way you could look at it is Iowa's helped to build 3 really good teams.
Yeah, that's great.
He's
not building his own team, but he's helping everybody else out.
Building dreams for other people, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Chris, what did Clarence do?
Excuse me. Good Lord.
Mr. Rice.
Oh, Rice. He actually turned it on a little bit towards the end of the season.
Gonna make you do some work towards the end here.
Towards the end of the year, Rice came along, but I still don't know that he did enough to keep getting paid. Fucking ridiculous money he's getting paid.
So there was no other surprise of a team outside of me. There's no other surprise team.
Well, you know what? It was a surprise that Texas
ways.
only won 6 games.
Okay,
That was a surprise.
but going fair. Both ways, winning and losing. So myself, Texas.
I'm not really shocked. I mean, maybe Brooklyn winning the division. I thought, that's not that big of a shocker. I don't see that many surprises.
But you knew he went and got the QB.
Yeah, Cushman. We discussed him earlier.
You knew that was going to make a difference. I mean, that wasn't. I think we all picked him up there, at least first or second.
I thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find something that's shocking. Yeah, I don't really see anything surprising. I thought Quick probably.
I think we all picked Chesapeake to win the division.
Yeah.
I think we all picked Chesapeake, and I think we all picked Brooklyn to get the wild card.
I think I picked Grimmer for the wild card. Actually,
might have.
I actually thought Snapfinger was going to do better this season.
So did I.
He was 10-6.
I thought he'd do better, but I still don't really think it's a shock that he didn't because it's really not that out of character.
Because you've been here for how many years?
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. I mean, he has those flash in the pan years and then falls back. I honestly,
he's got Frankie Leach. How do I rescue that guy? How does somebody 3 first-round picks? I can't bring myself to do it with anybody really.
Because of he was 10-6, but he went down to 13-3. I mean 3-13.
Look at Frankie Leach's
this is a rescue operation.
Look
How do we get
bars? Look at his miscellaneous bars. Look at third down, accuracy, sense rush, read defense, 2-minute drill.
How do you have this guy not win 10 games?
This guy should be throwing for 40 touchdowns and only like 10 picks a year.
Last year was the best one so far.
I don't know, Grim. Sharpen your pencil. Get them 3 first-round picks.
I can't do it, dude. I need my first-round picks. I'm usually busy shuffling off my second, third, and fourth for people I probably shouldn't. I don't know.
You wouldn't give. Oh, he's 29. But if he was, let's say he was 25 years old, you wouldn't give 3 first rounds for him, Grim?
For Leach? Oh, yes. And Harvey, dude, his avoid interception is 89.5. How do you? I mean. He's on
Joe ain't gonna trade
maybe
him.
The best quarterback in the league.
If he did, Grim, would you give him?
I get.
3
Oh yeah. 3
at age 29, you get 2.
No, not now. I said if he was 20, if he was 25, I was saying.
All right, 3. Yeah, but again, I can't hypothetically.
I'd probably give him 3
yes,
first right now for him.
Hypothetically, yes, but
I would also
have
3 first-round picks for him. The guy's only in his 6th season. He's gonna play 8 or 9 more seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I also have to look at the situation of my roster. Okay, do I have solid defense, solid offensive line, running back?
Right. Are you ready to win right now?
Am I ready to win right now? Can I trade 3 first for this guy?
Do you think do you think he'd get you 3 more wins on this season?
Ooh, that's a good question.
If he started for me all season with the game plan that I have, yes.
Then you should go trade for him right now.
Yep, then he's worth it because that was the difference between you and the playoffs.
Well, he can't trade an 80 rated quarterback. He can't trade him.
No,
well,
I don't have a 50-something offer.
Justin's got a 30-something quarterback.
And unless he drafts, I mean, he's picking in the top 5 again. Unless there's another 60+ rated quarterback there.
Yeah, which there might be.
It's just a bummer. Dude, I've seen. Sorry, Clay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Grim.
I was just going to say, if there is, now I forgot what I was going to say as soon as you told me to say it.
60 rated quarterback. We were saying the top 5.
It's just in my time here, I've seen so many of these really great quarterbacks just not do anything.
Well, it's because generally really great quarterbacks are on teams that picked in the top 5 and. Most of the teams that pick in the top 5 pick in the top 5 every season.
All the time.
Sipolitnikov and Kornick.
Yep.
See real life version of Vinny Testaverde.
I like Vinny.
Right, but he was terrible in Tampa Bay.
He was terrible a lot of places, but I think I had him 1 year.
He was actually pretty good with the Jets.
When he was on the Jets, he was on my fantasy football
pretty damn
team.
Good with New York.
Back when I used to play fantasy football team, he was on my team when he was on the Jets.
Yep.
I like
Bill
this guy.
Parcells.
I always had fucking Barry Sanders too.
He's got good wide receivers. He's got a good tight end.
He's got 4 good wide receivers.
He's got a bad game plan and doesn't do anything with it.
Yes. So again, talk about the shit just running on third down all the time. So I'm like, you can't. That can't be right.
So why are you here? If you're not trying, what are you doing?
That's got to be
100 seasons.
Yeah, that's got to be a Rex thing. I mean, I can't imagine actually intentionally putting those run plays in, but Rex does some stupid shit.
But Rex
he
every
said
time.
He tested a game plan out in single player, and it was working fantastic in single player.
Okay.
Yeah, but in single player, did he trade for the first 3 first-round picks in every season for 10 seasons and have this Uber team before he tried it out, or? Was it
no idea?
You know what I mean? Who knows? I mean, I always wonder about the whole single player thing, because how do you really compare whatever's going on there with whatever you have? Because the cohesion's different, the chemistry's different, the players are different. I don't know how you.
Well, and people are game planning in multiplayer versus single player.
Yeah,
exactly.
You have to game plan, man. I mean, if you get your offense down, you don't have to change a bunch unless you're like. I'm learning more that if people get injured or something like that, yeah, get rid of stuff that it's not working. Defense, I got to do it every time. Every game I have to do it, and some people never change their defense and do just fucking fine. So,
well, see Ben.
Well, yeah, Ben, like I said, with Ben's offense, I mean, Ben's got a really good offense in place if you don't game plan for it, but he does the same thing every single game, and it's not that hard to figure out how to play, against, on each formation or down and distance. It's not that hard to figure out what to do. Now, you're still going to struggle to beat him because he's got really good players, but you can certainly slow him down. He's beatable if you actually put in the effort to game plan.
Well, that was my surprise on that part. And Texas too for me.
Yeah, I thought how we do. I think I picked them to win the division.
Yes, we did.
I think we all did. Yeah, we all picked them. There was a toss up for some people thought Outer Banks would take the second spot. And some thought Cap City would, but I think everybody picked Texas to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's aging out. I think Bone Line and Richmond could get some shit done again next season.
We looked earlier. Bone Line did not have a great season.
No, the second half of his season was better than the first half. The first half
of sacks he took was good for his shit.
I have an interesting topic. Which division or divisions, plural, are going to be strong divisions?
Well, I think
next year.
Yes.
We're not even done with this year yet.
Yeah.
Next year. We're kind of done.
True
it's
thing.
The playoffs. What's the divisions that you think are going to be like double-digit win divisions?
Probably the same ones that are this year.
Yeah, I don't see much changing.
You think Clay's going to suck again?
Well, I mean, other than that division,
I don't know. Can he find 4 or 5 60-rated players on defense to play in one off season?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that whoever wins that division will have at least 8 wins next year. But
I think Chicago and Arizona can both win at least 8 games.
Yeah.
I would hope Kansas could win 8 games, but again, I guess that depends on can he find 4 or 5 60-rated defensive players.
I'm not even talking about my division is not going to be a strong division. Like, for instance, AC South, 11-5 teams, 3 of them, strong division. You Jugs and Hanalei, 2 top teams, one at 14 and 2.
Well, dude, Colorado.
I was going to say Colorado.
We didn't even pop into Colorado.
Almost fully developed next year. Colorado's probably going to win 10 games next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's Colorado. That's another going to be a strong, tough division.
NC East is always tough too. I mean, all 4 of those teams have. I mean, well, obviously, just based on this year, you can see it. But all 4 of those teams every season are competitive.
Yeah, no, we're fucked for a while. I was just glad to be in the mix this year for a little bit. I was fucking trying, man, changing shit up.
Weren't you in the mix until the last game?
Dude, I went 1-5 to the division. I wasn't really in the mix. I could only beat one of those guys one fucking time, dude. If you cannot fucking win in your division, you ain't gonna win the division, man.
Yep.
I was on a wing and a fucking prayer for so long. Just like, again, destiny in my hands the last 3 games. I couldn't even fucking beat Orlando at home. And we talked about Orlando earlier, so.
Yeah, I could see NC West. Colorado, Pizer always makes his team, Pizer makes his team strong. NC East, AC South, and AC East as well.
Yeah, because Augusta and Orlando do have possibility of putting up some extra wins.
Back. I was thinking about something when I was outside. I don't care what team you have in this league. I had to fight. I had to wait a year to get back in this league. If you got a team in this league, you got something unique, something special, something worth having. Okay? And this is the league. Okay? No question about it. RCP would be 1B, but this is number 1. Okay?
Yeah, RZB's fucking elite, but even when I went over there, I'm like, dude, IHOF.
But let me finish, Grim. Talk to people then. If you aren't winning, if your team's not doing well, then talk to T-Zac. I've talked to T-Zac, I've talked to Julio, I've talked to Jug, I've talked to Grimmer back and forth a couple of times. Who else have I talked to? I'm sure there's somebody else.
Everybody. You're talking to all of us, brother. We all have some kind of inputs and questions to fucking ask, and it's beautiful.
But you can learn what you're doing wrong and compete. Don't just sit there and lose and continue to lose and not learn anything and not try.
Yep.
Yeah, at least pay attention.
I mean, like, I don't want to pick on anybody, but I'm just going to use one guy as an example here. I don't know him real well, but C4 seems to draft really well. I mean, his team has players.
How can you not when you're in the top 10 every year?
I get it. Okay. But why doesn't he go out and find somebody that game plans really well and find out how to use those players to win some games?
I don't know, man. He does the same thing in RCB and in this league. Always got a good roster.
I think he likes the draft. I think he would have probably been a perfect fit for GML. I think he really just likes the drafting and team building.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact. That's just my impression that I get from based on the way he seems to play.
Yeah, but Bob was suggesting too, bringing in a guy that can game plan for you. It might be a good fit. $20 says he makes the playoffs. Fucking
add a co-GM.
Yep. But I don't even know.
I'm just saying that there are resources here. If you can't talk to all these people, hey, talk to me. I'll tell you what they all told me. I'm in the library. I don't care.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but
Bob, almost everyone in the IHOF listens to what we're saying now. So some of these like teams that do shitty all the time, I mean, like they're not going anywhere. But hopefully they can learn a couple things,
I agree on that.
They listen, Grimmer. They listen to the show. They don't listen to us.
Yeah, they listen to the show. They don't necessarily
even
take
if we
the advice.
Specifically say, "Hey, you team A or B, you need to do this." They don't. I mean, we're in your face, man.
Well, I mean, it's not meant to be such a negative thing,
It's not negative, dude.
It's frustration with what's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. If it isn't working, then change.
Well, I told Grim, because Grim goes, we're going to give you shit when you get on the show. I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
Good, fun criticism.
Right,
good.
And then we didn't really criticize. We just said, what the fuck, and then made you tell us what the fuck, and then talked about your stupid special teams.
But when we were all done having fun with that, the bottom line is, Clay, with all the shit that went wrong this year and all the grief you took on this show, who's still in the playoffs tomorrow? Because I'm sitting at home watching.
Yep, me too.
Me too.
No, I agree, but we should be don't get upset if someone criticizes your team. And that's the point about, you listen to it, you have some fun with it, and you say, okay, last season, C-Max got on the show at the last minute. Remember, he came at the end, and everyone was just like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And C-Max is like, fending off everyone, but listening at the same time.
Yeah, I implemented some of it. Like one of the things I listened to Jugs when he said get the balance offense. I actually, I disagreed with Bob on starting that. I think it was
that didn't work.
Right guard, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out, but it was good advice, and I should have tried that, and I shouldn't have been reluctant to try because obviously what I was doing didn't work either.
And you're getting them starts.
And not to mention the fact that it wasn't like he did worse than the guy that was there. So
he just didn't do any better. Yeah,
exactly. But it was good advice, and I'm stubborn and reluctant, but I get a lot of ideas from what you guys say. whether it's directly about my team or what you're saying about other people's teams, the way, I learn a lot every time we do one of these things.
I just don't think there's anybody in this league that isn't capable. It's just a question of what are you doing and why are you doing it that way?
Well, and the level of effort put in from week to week, too.
Sure. Yeah, you have to put some time in. Yeah, there's some work involved.
Yeah, but Bob's absolutely right. Like, just even listening to these fucking shows that we've been doing for a year now, you're learning a lot. Question shit, ask people stuff. Everybody's willing to fucking help you. All the fucking time. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are. Hey, man, I got a question. And again, like I said, Chicago's on their way up. Zappa's got that. He's asking a lot of questions. He's got fucking Tomlinson.
Melman asks a lot of questions. And
Melman, too.
He questions a lot of things.
We had the show with Melman that Saturday afternoon, and I wanted to call him for the playoffs because what he was saying was, like, intelligent and, like, yeah, I know how to work this, and I'm going to try to do this. And he was asking questions, and, yeah, it's just this is really great.
By the way, speaking of, I want to see the quarterback for Fort Wayne. I actually like that quarterback that he picked up.
He got injured, man.
Even though he didn't need to.
You're right. After the fact, you're right. After you could put some thought into it, but
he didn't really need to pick up a quarterback.
Yeah,
who was the quarterback? Donovan?
Yeah.
Well, but if he hadn't
injured,
got that guy, who would he have?
Wow, 35 weeks.
Who would he have if he didn't draft him, though?
No, based upon the rule.
I get it, but who would he have had?
Well, he would have had Cushman.
Or
no,
trade him.
No. Oh, then he would have had that. He would have had the guy that Ben's got, Bradley.
Okay.
No, what I was saying was, C-Max. Ben said he complied with the rules.
Yeah.
So
trade away Cushman.
Yeah, so he didn't
need to draft the
get
guy.
a 55 rated quarterback because he already satisfied that rule. So he could have picked up anyone in the first round and be okay with it. And no one could say anything about it because based upon Ben's comment, he was able to get rid of his quarterback because of, I guess, cap reasons and pick up any player from then on.
Yeah, but Clay, I think the biggest problem is that he auto-picked a number 3 and took a tackle. So he felt the need to move up again, which he did. Yeah, trade back up to get a quarterback you're right, he didn't have to technically draft a guy. He could have took anybody there, but...
Well, in hindsight, it would have been the better deal with Donovan being out for the next 2 seasons and probably not coming back normal.
That really sucks.
Yeah, that hurts.
Dude, he got Yaki running real good. Just click on Yaki for a second, man. I mean, he's trying to concentrate a little bit on his running game.
Well, you talk about me using Marsh and the whole offense going through him. This guy.
Yeah. This guy.
Was his
look
entire
at the third
offense.
down catching and route running. I mean,
I bet you he's in deep shit come age 28.
If you click on his player card, there were games at the beginning of the season where he was targeting him in the passing game like 15, 16 times.
Yeah, he's got to be in a you know how to do it.
Right here.
Yeah, there you go. That's just ridiculous.
That's a lot of targets.
Yeah, he figured it out and started winning games, right? I mean, the moment he stopped targeting him that many times.
Guys, I'm sorry, I got to run.
All right, brother.
All right, later on, brother.
Always a pleasure. Always a lot of fun. We'll do it again, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Rezo.
Just for the record,
Yes.
I would always defer to Clay, but I do have a YouTube account now, and I have Zoom. So if there's a time we want to do one of these and Clay can't, I might be able to help out.
Awesome.
Like I said, I would never step on his toes. He is the man, but if the man's not available,
but no,
I'll do my best to substitute in. So that's an option we can use.
We got during the week, brother. Send out a text to me and Jugs and Chris, and it's like 10 o'clock. Say, hey, you want to jump on and talk? I might be able to. Jugs might be able to.
Awesome.
Chris might be able to.
I'll see you guys.
All good. Later, brother.
Enjoy.
Have a good night.
You too.
If you look at Yaki here, he honestly really wasn't that good. I mean, yes, he got 1,853 rushing yards, but he carried the ball 479 times. He didn't get 4 yards average. That's not that good. 610 yards receiving off of 100 targets is not that good.
Clay, you want to pull up Worcester for me, please? Compared to Yaki?
What's Worcester? Whose team?
My team.
Williamsburg.
Hold on.
Oh, you got to keep Yaki up.
All right, let me
Pull
keep
up
Yaki
Yaki.
up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get yours up now. Let me get him up. All right, let's go side by side. Bring this guy down. All right, here we go.
Yep, not that good.
But he ran the ball a ton. Jugs, could you back me up?
Running's good, but you still can't say that 3.79 yards average is good.
Well, I actually watched
it. Not terrible.
I watched a few games from Williamsburg, and a lot of that, his numbers went down in the fourth quarter. Because there were a few games where he was well over 4 yards per carry, and when he was trying to run the clock out, he just had trouble running the clock out.
Right, and that's my O-line problem, right, Jugs? Because look at his endurance. He's 82 right now on the screen, and he's 54. He doesn't even play special teams. I'm not playing my starting runner with special teams.
He probably plays some snaps anyway, though, even though you don't want him.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I could probably look at that. It's on the website. But he's running to the outside. He's got breakaway speed. Hole recognition's not going to be the best, but man.
Well, like I asked you earlier, you mentioned it on the show. You mentioned it a couple hours ago. Like, you had that left guard playing left tackle, which I thought was like...
Yeah, dumb, but I didn't have a left tackle that could play there. He was the most experienced, brother. Honestly, he was a 7. And my tackles fucking suck.
Which is the guy?
Jonah Fredericks.
There he is right there, yeah.
Yep. So, and I told you earlier tonight, he had the most...
I mean, look at his stats. His stats are terrible.
Yes, he had a bad year this year. A real bad year. I don't know why. He was injured half the fucking year. He only got 8 starts, but too many sacks given up. But I told you that's why I started him there.
But even for his run blocking, but this is what I was trying to tell you. Even for his run blocking to be 86, he's not a left tackle. He's not effective at left tackle.
Yes, he's not. He's not good there. But he got better. I mean, last time I looked at him, he was a 7. And he's 6'3".
He got experience. He didn't get better.
Yep. Well, if you get experience at something, don't you get better at it?
No, not necessarily. No.
I used to be good at fucking, but now I'm like out of experience. So
is he injured a lot? This guy?
He was this year. He didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
He was tired, injured. He's got no blocking strength. He doesn't belong over at left tackle.
What's Raul Batson look like?
Raul Batson. Let's get him up.
Batson played okay. He's new to the team this year.
Well, he's a left tackle.
Yeah, he's a left tackle.
He played
left
better.
tackle.
He played like a left tackle.
He played better.
But way better pass blocking. I mean, you got to block the likes of Hopper.
But his run blocking was way worse, but he still was more productive as a run blocker, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, should have just started him every game.
Yeah, well, you can't because he gets tired, so I got to swap people out. Because when people get tired, they get...
So that's... Somebody else said that to me. Bylana hit me up on...
RZB?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm subbing my guys out because they got endurance issues. I said, is it affecting their performance? He says, no. I said, so why are you subbing them out?
Yeah, but mine do.
Okay, are you looking at them from game to game?
Yes.
Are their stats getting that much worse from game to game? Because my guys don't. And 3 of my guys suck on endurance.
And then I was going to say, like, what if I think sucks is pretty good to you? They should be playing.
Like, I got 3 guys playing on the offensive line. They got, like, endurance under 20.
But, I'm also affinity dude, so I'll swap guys in and out to fucking get their shit going.
Which guys?
He's got all. Look at all. And then you get Kornick, who doesn't even need pass blocking. He's just like, fuck it.
So there you go. Menino's 5 endurance, Mahoney 0 endurance, and there's another guy that's like under 20 somewhere on the start.
And all these guys started 16 games. Jesus Christ.
Well, a couple of them didn't start 16 because they got hurt.
Yeah. Mahoney, he's got no endurance. Started 15 games. North got 15 endurance. Yeah, he's all right.
Played just fine.
Menino, no endurance. He's tired. Already tired. See, Clay, take advantage of that. See where he's putting fucking Menino on left guard and put a fresh guy over on him.
He doesn't have a fresh guy on defense.
That's true. Sorry, Clay.
Yeah.
You got canceled.
I did. That's okay. Hopefully my offense...
Look at my pull up my center.
Oh.
Let me get him.
Pull up the center.
Let me get him.
Zero endurance. Look at his stats. He's the number 2 offensive lineman the number 1 offensive lineman the last 2 years according to
6'3", 296.
Zero endurance. Look at his stats the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, but how long has your running back been there?
What?
What does that matter?
Cohesion.
How is that? Cohesion doesn't help endurance.
No. Yes, no.
I mean, this guy's got a zero.
I zoned out
endurance,
into a different
16,
fucking thing.
Zero endurance, 16 starts, played like a fucking champ. I don't think endurance matters.
All right, we changed some things. C-Max, you're on this boat on this one.
I'm agreeing with him that on offensive line it apparently doesn't matter.
No, but we're going to go on something else. And who is it? I'm not sure if it's your quarterback or let's say it's Blintikov, right?
On Hanley?
He's 5'10".
Yep.
Well, it's Hanley.
It doesn't matter.
I still think. It's Hanley. It's totally different. Totally different. You should put him on any average team. Okay, no Ben, no T-Zak, no Hanley. Probably. Well, Jugs isn't necessarily a passing guru, so.
Close out. They're the guys, man.
Those 3 teams, I don't. Aside from them, I don't think he's worth.
Faster computer. There you go.
Yeah. No, I can't. We can't use Malkpo as a control in our experiment.
Oh,
he's a variable.
I was just.
Oh, he's 6'4". Okay, I wanted to see what Kornick.
No, yeah, Kornick's fucking perfect. Love that boy. He's a big dumb ape. Just go out there. My Chelly was supposed to be that 6'5", fucking 234.
But Chelly was never supposed to be Kornick.
He wasn't supposed to be. He was better on his numbers years ago, but.
You seem to love the fact that he's 6'5", but that doesn't mean he can play. Look at Ryan Lee.
Yeah, I agree.
Who?
He can't. But I started calling him Big Dummy this year. I mean, that's his nickname.
Jamarcus Russell.
That was a horrible pick. I was still paying attention to that. That was even that kid from Kentucky in the 3rd round back in the late 90s.
Are we talking about real football? Or are we talking about FOF?
Both. Real football, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What I remember from it.
But I'm saying the players in FOF.
Nope.
No, what I'm saying to Grimmer is he falls in love with a player's size, kind of like how people did in real life with Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, yeah. Jamarcus Russell was awful.
Leaf could have been good, man. He got into some wicked shit.
In real life, I think...
Peyton Manning, man. 6'5", 224.
There's only one guy.
I think size plays a lot bigger factor at quarterback in real life, but in the game, I still think 5'10" quarterbacks are too short.
I think size plays a big part on the game if you're actually good. If you're not any good, it doesn't matter.
Right.
IEC Maselli.
Or IEC, like a 5'7", rated 90 cornerback. I mean,
cornerbacks play just fine. Maselli, you fell in love with Maselli's size, but he doesn't have the skills.
Oh yeah, no.
To back up the size. The size doesn't matter that much. It doesn't make that much of a difference.
No. But he was the best quarterback on the team, and hopefully he leaves. Much. No, yeah, right. But I almost made the playoffs, motherfucker. So fuck you.
Think of how far you could have got if you had a real one, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I had fucking Dr. Livingston.
Yeah,
on my
well,
team.
that I can't fault you on. You made a move to try
Right.
and get
We give you credit because you actually did make an
just
effort to
didn't work
upgrade
out.
the position and it
I
just didn't
did,
work
but
out.
I mean, honestly, gentlemen, was it my game plan or
I
could he
just think
just not?
his
Was
red
the red
flag
flag?
finally caught up with him.
And red flag, no cohesion.
He did, yeah,
cohesion.
no cohesion. He did. He had one
Year
Spally's-
17 or 18, whatever he is.
When did you start panicking when Livingston wasn't playing well, Grim?
Well,
He
my game's up there.
he played the other guy on his team before he played Maselli. He
Yeah.
played Peters.
Peters, I mean, he won 4 and then he lost terribly where I didn't think he should have.
Peters actually had a couple decent games.
Yes, he did. That's why I'm going 3-3-3. If I don't have a quarterback on my fucking team next year, I'm going, okay, you're going to start 3. You're going to start 3. You're going to start 3. And that's it.
All right, here's a question for you. 3 top quarterbacks are on the board this draft coming up. Are you taking 3 of your first round picks and moving up to get it?
Nope, because it would cost me more than 3 firsts.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Well, it depends on who you trade with. We already know that.
Apparently, it takes nothing to get a first from the unnamed teams.
Well, let's look who's going to be picking. You have Snapfinger will be picking.
Dude,
I'm
I'm
quarterback.
like-
Paris is going to
Go-
take a
go
quarterback.
to-
I'm in the
Fairbanks.
late
Hey, Clay-
teens, man.
Clay, go to power rankings.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Jux maybe.
Yeah, go
be
to
able
power
explain
rankings right
this,
there. And then sort by percentage and then record.
Yep. You got to sort
No,
twice.
no. The other percentage. On the far right, and then go record.
Then go wreck. Yeah.
Record. You mean over here, record?
Yeah. That'll tell you exactly the order in which they're picking.
Okay, there you go. So Fairbanks, he needs a quarterback. Paris needs a quarterback. Snapfinger does not.
Holt, he's just going to take whatever wide receiver's there.
Fairbanks does not need a quarterback.
No, they have one.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
But they would take a new one, though. So,
Fairbanks has a quarterback.
He does?
is Chris even
Oh,
still
yeah,
here?
that's right. I'm mixing them up.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
here. Sorry, I'm
All right.
That's
working.
okay.
Washington, yeah, he doesn't need a Washington should again. I already brought up the whole legacy bit of like you got these great quarterbacks that get stuck on fucking crap teams. Washington's had a couple seasons though, so
If he picks a quarterback, then someone's going to go after his quarterback then. Washington.
Probably.
no, they're not.
Oh, sure they will.
Think so?
Absolutely.
Well,
Oh, he
he's a
signed
red
him.
guy.
He signed him
Yep.
for a long term. He's not taking a quarterback.
That would be a big cap hit.
Yep, giant. Fuck.
All right,
So that's his guy, and then he went fucking 2-14. Ugh.
So, do you move up in number 1 spot or number 3 spot, Grim, if there's 3 quarterbacks in the draft, top quarterbacks?
If there was a fucking big affinity guy, yes. I might try, but I'm not gonna leach out. He's got a quarterback. He's gonna get a bigger offer than I. So
Wow, Washington, the quarterback for Fairbanks, 9 touchdowns, 23 interceptions.
Yeah, his game plan was horrible.
What happened?
His game plan was all 2 and
Yes.
3 tight end sets.
no, it was bad. All of it got
He literally lined up 75% of the game in 2-3-0, 1-2-2, and 2-2-1.
yeah, it was bad. I had to play him, which I already complained.
He
about.
was getting hit with familiars before the end of the first half in pretty much
Mhm.
almost every game.
Oh, that was terrible.
And actually, the couple games he won and the other couple games that were close was basically because his defense played pretty well. I mean, shockingly, he didn't go 0-16.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went completely backwards, his team. Because look at his team last season, right? He was, where is he? 6-10. But then the
We've gotten
season
progressively worse. Hell, he won the bowl like three or
Yeah.
4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I
think that's the year he won the bowl.
I mean, you can kind of respect that, right? Just try to get the bowl like every 5 years and just like bow out.
Is it? Don't you want to keep winning?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to be the draft picks. Well, we got the playoffs coming up, but those are the draft picks. Yeah, do you want to, before we sign off, we said that, pick the teams?
Yeah, we'll pick the winners. See what happens here.
Atlanta going to Houston.
I'm going with Atlanta.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Atlanta too. Although it's at Houston, but I think Atlanta's got the edge.
I think even though the records are the same, I just think Atlanta's actually the better team.
Yeah, Houston beat me twice. Atlanta only beat me once, but I think in terms of the matchup against one another, I think Atlanta's got the edge. Just slight though. It's going to be a close game. I hope.
I'm giving it to Atlanta as well.
I'm going Ken. I think they worked out some later magic there.
All right, so
Houston,
you got.
What's your scores?
27-24 Atlanta.
That's actually what I was going to say. 27-24 Atlanta.
Oh, I guess I won't say that. I'll say 28-23 Atlanta.
Houston 23-20.
Okay, close games.
Yep.
Augusta is going to Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah. That was the immediate feeling too, but
scores?
42-31 Toronto.
Wow.
I'm going to say 38-35 Toronto.
I'm going to say 31-28 Augusta.
Oh, by a field goal. I was going to take a field goal.
You're picking Augusta, really?
Yes.
Yep. I think there's going to be 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions from Toronto. I think they're going to have another tough game.
Grim
fall asleep.
No, I didn't. I'm still here, motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm still talking. I just have to hit the shit on my mic to make sure it's still on. Yeah, no, 34-31 Toronto.
All right, so Fredericks is going to Cap City.
Ooh.
This is going to be a good game.
It's not.
Go, Grim. Call it. What is score?
Reeves, Frederick, 24-17. Because I know the boy can't change the shit, and he's going to run the fuck out of Reeves. And 24-17, Frederick.
C-Max?
Well, again, he's my brother. I gotta go with Frederick. No, I'll pick Cap City. Actually,
you don't actually listen to these things, brother. So
24-21. 24-21. I'm giving it to Cap City. I think he's gonna have a good game.
Jugs.
So Cap City won the game in the regular season, but I think Frederick is probably going to pull off the slight upset here. I'm going to go Frederick 20-16.
Reeves is fucking hot. Reeves has been hot all year.
Right.
Man.
I think he's just going to shove the ball right down his throat.
Yep.
I'm going to go Fredericks to win, and I'm going 17-10. 17-10. And last game is Oakland at Kansas.
Well, look at the spread. Look at the spread in that game.
Yeah, pick it up, Clay.
How much money do I make if I
only
pick Kansas?
click over there.
I'm going to give Oakland 200 points, Kansas 30 points. Oakland takes it.
Wait, go over and click on your screen, the Oakland preview.
Here we go.
Yeah. What does it say?
Oh, wait, let me just move that whole screen.
Who has the best what's?
Let me move this up. Okay, here we go.
No.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and
I was
start
going
it
to
out
say,
then.
I don't know.
You guys
All of a
fell
sudden it
asleep.
got
I already
quiet.
gave my
Yeah.
points. I said
Yeah,
C-Max. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, all right.
No, nobody heard it.
Yeah, I
We
think
were all just sitting there.
I said 200, Oakland, Kansas 30.
and I laugh. Yes, I'm going to go with Oakland, but I think it's going to be because it'll be a low-scoring game. 17-21.
Ooh.
17-21.
How about you, Grim? I'll give a real score.
I mean,
at the end.
well, you have to actually do your shit tonight, so I don't know where you're at with that. But
I already sent my file in.
and you fixed the run defense. Is that what I'm hearing?
As best as I can.
He can't fix it. What players is he going to sign?
Of course, the guy playing.
There are no 60 rated players in free agency to sign.
Well, we're talking about this year. I mean, I thought you were saying that he can't fix his run defense this
he
year.
can't.
He can't. He can't fix it by tomorrow.
I'm getting 200.
Give your score.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Joe's trying to convince me that he's going to win.
I'm not, because I don't think I'm going to win.
No, I don't. They're going to pull out a miracle in Kansas. It's going to be snowy. What's the weather over there, Clay?
68
Say?
and Palm.
Calm?
There's not going to be any snow.
Fucking. Yeah,
Jesus Christ, the suspense is killing me.
it's
Pick.
not. Clay. I picked Clay.
Score.
20.
23 to 20.
23 to 20.
Jugs.
I'm picking Kansas 30-28.
No. Really?
Dude, my secondary is
Yes.
Dude, I got 5 players hurt.
Yeah, we talked about that before you even got on.
I'm going to make a prediction now. The real score. I'm picking Oakland, and I think it's going to be Oakland 30, us 24. That's where I think it's going to land. All right.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Man.
Fun stuff. All right, let me get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. I'll stop the
All right.
screen and have an awesome night. And we'll see the games tomorrow.
Yes. Good luck,
It
gentlemen.
was fun, guys.
You
Be good.
were in.
Good luck, Clay.
You
Hey,
as
brother.
well.